All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry. Oh, hold on. I was just in an argument with someone on Reddit, believe it or not. I don't know why I always get into arguments with people on Reddit, and I just don't understand. Like, the thing is that I'm like super nice on Reddit, and I don't ever bash anyone. I never say anything. I don't do any of that stuff. And then I get these people that are just like so aggressive. They're so overly aggressive towards everything that I say. And they like turn it around like I'm like this horrible person. And I'm just like, I don't know when this turned into, like, I literally just had to write, like, I don't know why this turned into such an aggressive argument, but like we were talking about, just to give you guys a background, because I kind of want to talk about this, because it just, anytime this happens to me, I tell you guys, because it just cracks me up. So, the original post on Reddit was Switch 1 games that perform noticeably better on Switch 2. And then this post was just about a few games that just run better on Switch 2. And I said, literally, really short, in fact, all of the Pokemon games run so much smoother, which is a fact. Like, they run so much better. I said I couldn't even finish Arceus because the slow FPS drove me crazy. I'm now playing through it again because it runs so well. So pretty much I was just saying, like, I literally had to put it down because I just felt like the frame dropping in so many areas just kind of like, it just bothered me, right? It just made it feel like really clunky and very stuttery and stuff. And I ended up putting it down. And I wasn't even saying anything about the game. I literally was just saying that the frame drops, like the low frames, kind of bothered me. Okay? And so this person replies, "This is so weird. Maybe I'm just not nerdy enough, but I didn't find a single one of the Pokemon games unplayable on the Switch 1, lol. I think you guys are all just a wee bit dramatic. Does it look a little better? Yes. And loading times are faster. Was it unplayable before? Absolutely not. Laughed my ass off. Put in well over 60 hours into Violet and also completed Sword and Shield and Arceus. Some people just like to complain." And it literally wasn't even like, this was a direct reply to what I was saying. And I'm like, I wasn't even like bitching about the game itself. Like, I literally was just like, well, it just kind of doesn't run really well. And it bothered me. And like, I have a huge library of Switch games that I have played over, like many of them I've played over and over again, right? Like, it was just, and so I went to explain, I said, I think what it is for me is that I mainly play on PC, and most of my games run somewhere around 60 to 120 frames per second. So going for something that stutters consistently and runs at barely 20 to 30 FPS just triggers something for me. Granted, there were only 2 games I've never finished, and it was Arceus and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Every other game was fine for me, and I have a decent amount of games on the Switch. It's kind of cool now that my bougie ass gets to play these other 2 games. Okay, so I was explaining that, like, it was literally out of all these games, there was 2 that I didn't finish. Okay, and it was literally because I found, for me personally, and I'm not saying anything about the games, I'm just literally saying, for my bougie ass, who plays on PC, who plays at like 60 plus frames per second on most of my games, I found that those games, both of those games were very, very, like the the frames were just really stuttery and slow, and it just didn't really work. So then they go to say, I think anyone who obsesses about the number of frame rates probably shouldn't be considered to be a great judge of it, of a game, of if a game is good or playable. Heaven forbid you ever picked up a classic SNES game these days. Just enjoy the fact that we actually get games on sweet properties that we like. And then in parentheses, yes, obviously some games are more fun or play better, but my point is that the FPS or whatever is such a technical nitpick that it makes ultra gamers seem super whiny. Anyways, glad you like the graphic update. It definitely is nice. So I was like, okay, why is this person so aggressive towards me when I literally was just like, so I just replied, I just had to write a reply. I said, LOL with a laughing emoji. I said, okay, I don't obsess over it. It was literally 2 games from a library of dozens that I couldn't finish, to each their own. My original point was really just to say that all of the Pokemon games run way smoother, which is a nice fact. Not sure why this turned into such an aggressive argument, and I really don't care. This is obviously Reddit, so whatever. I guess I'm a ultra whiny gamer or whatever. Out of my friend group, I probably play the largest variety of games that span across all kinds of platforms, and I love them all. Even Pokemon, believe it or not. So, it's just, I don't know. Fucking Reddit, man. It just drives me crazy. Because I'm like, I don't know who this person is, and I don't know why they, like, get so, like, into it. I'm just like, bro, what? Some people just need, like, a reality check sometimes. It is fucking wild. Going the distance. We're hologram herding. We're doing all of these things, you guys. Oh my, 300 to finish the annual? Fuck yeah, dude. All right, what am I doing? I was looking for achievements. Let's do the achievements. The reason why I wanted to stream this today is because I missed out. I tell you what, Super Adventure Box this year, I didn't even turn on. Like, I didn't even step foot in the Super Adventure Box lobby this year. Like, not even once. So I'm trying, like, so obviously I missed out on all of my AP. I missed out on all of my points for my what's it called, for my vault, right? Like, I missed out on all this stuff. So I really want to I want to, like, keep up with the festivals, because that's all we're pretty much getting anyways. Yeah, go into distance, complete 15 laps, got it. Color the sky, 100 fireworks, got it. Defeat do a herder. I hate the herder hologram thing, but it's fine, we'll do that. Not to worry, we shall do that at some point. Masters of the Arena, yeah. Earn silver in the Pinata Pummeler. A paper dragon. Paper dragon. It's a dragon. Vanquish 100 minions. We can do that. Zai Tasty. Eat 1,000 pieces. Pick the winner. I can try to pick the winner. How many do I need to do? 4? I only need to do 4? Wait, what? Oh, no, it gives me 2. Ooh. Oh, we get the Raven head thing. Hell yeah, bro. Wow. It's kind of scary looking. I kind of want to make a guardian, like a Night Rain guardian look-alike. But that, like, stare is like... That's what they look like. What is this? Sacred Raven weapons. Sacred Raven weapons. Fucking love it. Oh, I do like these, I think. Ooh, look at these Norny ass weapons. Look at how shiny they are. Shiny hiney. Focus. Ooh, I do like that focus. That looks cool. The great sword. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I do like it. I do like these. These are great. That's a great weapon set. So anyway. Alright. I hope you guys are doing good. What's this message? This is message like when I don't even have multi. This is on Kick. The spam again. Kick is like the worst. I don't know if I'm gonna keep streaming on Kick, I'm gonna be honest. Kick is like honestly the worst. I have not gotten, first of all, I haven't gotten any viewership from Kick whatsoever. And the only things I've been getting from Kick is spam and bots. My 2 favorite things. Alright, Stolas, let's go. Let's do some things. Let's bash some of these pinjadas. Pinjada! Yay! We're getting candy up the wazoo. Make some fun here. Let's bash some more. Oh, there's one over there. Ooh. What was the other weapon? Oh, that's right. It's like I don't ever play this character. It's been a few months since I've actively played this character. I do like this character. It's an owl-themed character. It's very nice. Very, very fun character. Hop, 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 hoppity hop, hop, hop.
I heard the Black Commander is tinier than a dust mite. Smaller than me, even.
Oh, I want to see... Did this post? Why did my bot not post? Okay, I don't know why the bot is so stupid. I hate bots. I don't understand it. I don't understand how AI is taking our jobs when we can't even get bots that can do a normal task, a task they're designed to do, but then they want to have robots take our jobs. It's like, good luck having a robot take my job. There's no way that would ever happen. Just unfortunately, for anyone that wishes for that, never gonna happen. I guess I'm gonna share it because it's not. I don't know if it's ever gonna post it on the Discord. Let me see before I do that. Already in here. I don't know why I have to keep authorizing the shit. God, sometimes technology really drives me crazy. Okay, well, I'm just... I don't know what's being that stupid. Invite the bot. The bot is already invited. It's already on here, believe it or not. I'm gonna just leave these open. Okay, anyways, let's get started. Let's do some stuff. Alright. Yeah. So we're doing some Dragonbash. I do like Dragonbash. I think there's more they could do for it, but it's not a bad festival. I think it's kind of found its place, you know? I've just done so many of these that at this point, I don't really care to... I could do the race. Should I do the race? Yeah, let's do the race. I gotta get a roller beetle. Let's see what the roller beetle looks like. Ooh, we could change that. Oh no, okay. I misread that. The race isn't starting. I need to open my eyes. Open them and see. What's a good one? What's a good one to use? I don't have many skins. I will say. Don't I have a... Stop liking everything. I'm gonna pick this one. And I'm gonna add some... Oh my god. I don't have any red. You can't do that? What do you mean I can't do that? I get to do whatever the frick I wanna do. Dwagons are only... I know, it's actually holograms that we're fighting. All right. Cheer on the racing MOAs. All right, let's go around. Let's find some more things to do around here.
Things sure are exciting these days.
Oh boy. No! Let me in! I jumped too far! Ah, there we go. Dragonbash. I do like playing this character. I'm excited to kind of play this character. Yeah, so I've been working on a on my Janthia Wilds review, and it's crazy. So I'm up to like 8 pages right now that I've been writing. Like every day I've been just like kind of doing like almost every day I've been kind of writing like a page or two. That's how long I've been kind of working on it. I've been working on it since last week. Oh, it's Lannister. Look, it's Jaime Lannister, you guys. We have a real celebrity here. I do like Jaime. Jaime's great. I do like him. But yeah, I've been writing, and it's so funny because I keep trying to want to continue, and so like I keep going to new subjects, right? Like, and I have it kind of laid out because I'm going to be talking about like the story, the maps, content, other stuff or whatever. And as I'm writing all of it, I keep going back because I keep finding these like different things that I want to say, and I keep like writing more and more and more. But it's coming together really well, and I actually think that it's written really well. Like, it's probably one of my better written like scripts or whatever. So far I'm not disappointed. I think it's gonna be exciting to see what other people think. I think there's some things that people will really agree with. I think there's gonna be some things that people didn't even realize or didn't like. Once you lay certain things out, you know, people start to realize these things, right? And I think when I originally, who was someone in chat had asked me, one of our regular viewers, I forgot who it was, but someone had asked me like, hey, are you gonna do this review? And I was like, I don't know. And I still kind of feel that way, but now as I'm writing more and more of it, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm making some great points, and I think I'm making some points that I haven't seen yet, right? So I'm kind of thinking like, okay, all right, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good, nice little finally seeing punches and victories through watching Disney Cox. It's fantastic. People that was figuring out the plot and stuff. Excited. Yeah, I know. I still need to finish that. I feel like a failure that I have not been playing that at all. You know, but I don't know. I haven't been feeling it. So every day I think about, like, every time I stream, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna stream? And I'm like, Expedition 33? I don't know. It's not a bad game. I don't know. I've not been feeling like playing it. I don't know. So, and I wanted to do this, like I said, I wanted to do this today because I didn't even do the last, festival, like, at all. I didn't even do the last festival. Like, I didn't even enter the Super Adventure box. So this event, I don't want to start skipping it just because Guild Wars 2 doesn't have any content coming out. Because I do want my AP, and I do want my my vault points, my acclaim, my astral acclaim, acclaim.
or give me credit. And the biggest insult? He paid me in Zytaffy. Zytaffy. What am I supposed to do with all this sticky, sugary slop?
Why am I still hearing this conversations all the way over here?
White Bear, torn legend and all. But I
Like, why am I still hearing this conversation over here, Arena? I should not. That should not happen ever.
Bud Motors Sparkleson, world-renowned star.
Oh my god.
Really rolls off the tongue, doesn't
You
it?
must visit more often.
Hardest difficulty to get choosing. What did I choose? I think I chose normal. I don't know why. Like, what is the obsession with people starting a game and immediately wanting to play the hardest difficulty? We have a mount race coming up. All right, I'm gonna go to it. Ultimate Dominator 4.
Hunt them all down? Surely you can't be serious.
We've already hunted them down.
All dragons.
We've already hunted them all down.
Speak for
I'm
yourself.
shutting down the volume.
Don't
They're
believe
just
me?
like yelling
Why
right
don't you
into my
go
ear
up to
hole.
one and find out?
And I am not okay. Ooh, bad. Ooh, bad. I've always loved this little shrine right here. This little Dora shrine. I love it. I think it's cute. Alright, I don't know how well I'm gonna do in this race. I'm gonna tell you guys, but prove themselves, you just prove it to the viewers. Yeah, but it's, I don't know. I will never do that. I will never do that. See, I'm way too chill of a content creator. Like, let's be real. That's one of the reasons why my channel will never be that big, because I'm you know, I don't do stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just don't do that. I go in and I'm like, I want to have a good time with this game. I want to play through it and experience the story. I don't want to have it be challenging all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna get this new account of mine and do more Dragonbash. Dragonbash. Yeah, I just want to get my annual stuff. I want to get my points. My beetle is freaking out! Ooh, it's turning. It's turning. Go! I'm not gonna win anyways. I'm not worried about it. I just want to get my laps in. Because that turn over there is like the worst. Skirt! Ooh, I barely made that. Yay! Go, go, go. Whoa! I was watching the Power Rangers movie yesterday. I literally just happened to put it on. I saw it on somewhere, whatever streaming platform I was on. And I was like, ooh, the Power Rangers movie, and I watched it, and I was like, wow. You know, like the OG Power Ranger movie from like many years ago in the 90s. Oh god. Oh god. I don't know. I'm second right now. I'm doing okay. I'm not too worried about it. I should really make these planks more even. Just for the racing. Just for the racing part of it. Oh no, bad time to be boosting. Alright. Alright, come on. I was half watching it, by the way. I'm trying to remember like the things that happened in that movie, and I was like, I don't really even. What was I doing? I was doing something. Oh, I think I was writing my script. I might have been writing my script at that moment, and I was half listening. I was just like, what even happened in the movie? I mean, it's a Power Rangers movie. What do you really expect to happen? Not a lot that happens in the movie since we go. Oh my god, we're racing at the same time as the birds are. As the moas are. Crazy, I tell you what. Alright, whoever that first place is like way far ahead of me. I can't even see him anymore. Yeah, he's like way ahead of me, apparently. Oh no, oh. What just happened? What just happened? I'm really bad at that turn. Still, after all those many years, I'm still really bad at it. Go. Wah! Roller Beetle is like, Roller Beetle racing is one of the coolest things that Arena has ever added into this game. I really wish there was like something. It's missing something. Like there needs to be like a lead or like a there needs to be some kind of emphasis put on this. It's probably one of the coolest things in an MMO ever, I think. Like if you like kart racing, yeah, see they just finished. Jesus, oh my god. Yeah, they were really good. I did second. I got the second place. Oh, the CG is so bad. I really wish they would have kept the like regular, like having the monsters, having the Zords and stuff like that. Just be like these, you know how they did it. It was like people in costumes and they make it look different. You know, I wish they would have kept that because there's a certain charm to that, right? Like that's how they did the like original Godzilla movies and stuff like that. I don't know. There's a certain charm to that style. I really enjoyed that a lot. So how they did the original monsters like that, and the Zords and stuff like that. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It was good.
What happens to a
I was gonna say something about that still. Oh yeah, so like, you know, but I will say at the same time though, I do like the direction that I do like some of the direction that the Godzilla movies have kind of taken a little bit, you know. I did like King of the Monsters. I thought it was really good. So I do like that we're getting, oh my god, stop freaking out please. I do like that we're getting like two versions of Godzilla right now. Like we have the like Western Godzilla and then the Japanese Godzilla, right? Like we have like two going. I really love Shin Godzilla. Like I don't know if you guys are fans of Godzilla movies or what, but Shin Godzilla was just fantastic. I don't ever really rewatch movies. And I rewatched that movie. Like I watched it. It came out years ago now, and I rewatched it like a year ago or something. It's just good. It's just really good. And then the new one, what was the new one? Godzilla minus one, or what was that called? That one was okay. The movie was like very depressing, and it was just a little bit too much about just the people, and it wasn't really about Godzilla. And I think that's one of the things that when we look at like Godzilla 2014, you know, the Western one, right, where like I think in the entire movie people were saying that he has about I think 4 or 5 minutes of screen time, Godzilla. Like you don't see him other than that. Like that's kind of what that movie falls under, and I kind of dislike that because it's like it's supposed to be about Godzilla. It's not supposed to be about the people. Like, yes, I get it. It's the people dealing with the shit and blah, 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 blah. I get that, right? But, like, I'm like, you gotta kind of focus on Godzilla. And I feel like Minus One didn't really do that. It was kind of weird. It wasn't bad by any means, but I preferred Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla was really good. Super good movie. Nah, it was perfect. I didn't like it. It was, like I said, it was just too human-centric. It was too human-centric, right? It's like it pulled like too much away from Godzilla. Like that's why I loved Shin Godzilla, because it was really about, you know, he was the main crux of the whole movie, and it was them trying to figure out how they're gonna track for roller beetles, it's actually really short. The reason why it's so long is because you're running, right? But like roller beetles are so fast, like I don't know if that would work. I would love a Sanctum Sprint racing track though. They should really they should have like a Grand Prix, right? They should really implement like a Mario Kart. I don't know how people would feel, but I would love for them to like add a Mario Kart expansion where they literally just have these, they create a hub for the roller beetle racing, giveaway of getting the roller beetle without having to do season 4, right? Getting the roller beetle to everyone, and just kind of focus on adding like a bunch of tracks for roller beetle and have them all like themed differently, right? Like have a Norn themed, like a snowy one, right? Have like a volcano one that goes through like, you know, that's like Mount Maelstrom. Have a foresty one, like a jungly one that's like you know, Maguma themed. Have like have one race that's like Crichton themed. Have one that's like Crichton themed, like down here, like one of these. Why am I framed so low?
I won't be responsible for what I do.
The Godzilla movie from 1999. Yeah, I don't know. As someone that grew up watching all of these movies, I can't say I really enjoyed that one.
Elder or not, all dragons.
It's kind of weird to me, but
Destruction is
it wasn't.
in their
Again, it
nature.
wasn't bad, but it was.
Don't believe me? Why don't you go up to one and find out?
Expand upon Super Adventure Box, make a pixelized quadrant of that world with the Mario Kart-esque thing. Yeah, but then it's like, I don't know. I would want, like, maybe I would want it to be its own festival. I wouldn't want it to be bound to another festival, but it could be its own festival. They could do a roller beetle festival. That would be kind of cool. I would love a roller beetle festival. And just put it in a different, like, maybe have the Sylvari pick that festival up and have them be, it's so weird. Like, it doesn't snow anywhere, but then it snows right here. It's weird, bruh. Alright, I can't find any more of the things, so I'm gonna go and just do some of those. But yeah, it would be really cool. I would love to see that. I gotta get up. I would love to see roller beetle, because like I said, I think it's one of the coolest things that like any MMO has ever added. It's so awesome. I just, even better than like I think Griffin or anything, because the thing is, Griffin is like another step on the skill ladder, and much harder to do the Griffin versus doing roller beetle. And I really think like a pod race. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Alright, let's fix that. I don't know what the trick there was. There used to be a trick there. I didn't even get the first one. I just need to get silver. Silver is not that hard. Gold is kind of hard to get on that one, I will say. Gold is kind of hard to get. Oh my god. What? What? I suck. I suck. Watch me fail at Dragonbash. Jesus. Dragonbash. Oh, I missed one over there. Great. I'm doing really well right now, you guys. I'm doing really well. Please. Are you joking?
If we turn on them,
Oh my god. I'm never gonna miss this. Alright. I'm just warming up. I'm just warming up. Alright? I'm just warming up. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Whee! Oh wow, that was masterfully done. Meow, meow. Wow, look at that. That was really good, gotta say. Both of those moves. Smooth moves. Alright. Slowly getting the hang of this. I never. It's like when you don't have it. Did I get? Okay, I got silver. I'm good with that. I don't care about the rest. You think my new aero combat with the skills moves will really be a holiday? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it could. It's not a bad idea. I just they could probably stick it together for a holiday. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. They could do like an animal themed. They could do like an animal themed festival, right? And like they could. I don't know why I'm putting glider together as like animals, but because I'm thinking of like wings and a bird. Like that's where my brain was going, I think. I don't know. It's not a bad idea though. I mean, I don't know why they. I don't know. There's so many questions that I have. There's so many things that ArenaNet has added into the game, and then never expanded upon. Right? Like, I really loved the idea of aerial combat, and they started that in like episode 1 of season 3, and then completely abandoned that idea after that for years. For years, they abandoned that idea. Didn't get this pinata earlier. I drove by here. I rode my Beetle by here earlier, and I noticed that. I was like, really? Didn't I get those? Guess I didn't. Guess I didn't. I mean, adventures lacking everywhere. Because then during Path of Fire, the only adventures that they did were the ones where you have to run around the map and collect the things and then bring it back, right? Like the supplies or whatever. And those were the only adventures in Path of Fire, right? And then eventually they started bringing back adventures little by little, but I love adventures. And, you know, I'm going to be talking about a little bit about this expansion. You know, I'm going to be talking a lot about the expansion model in my review of J&T Wilds. And I talk a lot about Secrets of the Obscure as well. Because I didn't do a review of Secrets of the Obscure, but I think if we're going to be tackling the expansion model, you know, you have to look at the two, like you kind of have to do the comparison between like the original 3 expansions versus the 2 that we got in this new expansion model, and kind of like look at it from that way and stuff. But there's like certain ideas that ArenaNet had implemented that I think were really good, right? I talk about variety and longevity all the time, right? Like variety gives you longevity, right? It's like they kind of go hand in hand, right? And that's the thing, is like one of the things in my review I talk about how originally during the initial release of Guild Wars 2, there was a concern for new maps, right? Because season 1 was all about just kind of going to maps that we were already in and kind of making content, kind of like change some of the existing content and add some content in there, but not about adding new content, right? So it was like new maps specifically, I mean, and it, you know, there was a big concern for that. So then ArenaNet went crazy for over a decade with adding maps, and we just have so many maps now that, you know, you look at something like Mistburnt Barrens and Bavanisos are gonna become the Gyala Delve of the future. They are, because the content in them is not interesting enough. It doesn't have enough variety, which gives it no longevity. Like, they're not interesting enough. The rewards are garbage, because, you know, the only, like, Mistburnt Barrens, the only thing that you can go there, like, that you really go there for is the infusion, because the weapons, the weapons you can get there, the obsidian weapons and the lightborn weapons that you get from Niso's map, like, you can buy those with unusual coins. You don't even need to play the content. You can literally buy the unusual coins, and I'm gonna address that too. I haven't even gotten to that point yet of my review, you know, but there's so many things where ArenaNet has added something with a good idea and then like not went for it. Like I think adventures could have really been something really cool. I would have loved to have seen, I talked about this, I would have loved to have seen adventure based weapon and armor sets. Keep adding adventures into all of your maps and stuff like that, and have like leaderboards and stuff. And if you for a 24-hour period you're in the top 3, you get like extra tokens, and then you can have like really expensive cool like skins of weapons and armors and stuff that you can buy with your adventure tokens, right? And kind of drive people to do adventures. So that way, that when you add more maps and you add different variety of adventures, that people have more and more and more and more of a variety of things that they can do, adventures that they can do, right? And they can keep adding, like they can add new like weapon sets, for example. They can recolor the weapon sets, right? Like this blood moon staff, for example, right? They did the full moon set, and then they did the blood moon, and I think those are some of the coolest weapon sets they've ever added, right? And they could like take something like that and make like a variety of it, right? They did it with the, like when you look at the Super Adventure Box, right? We got all of the colors of the rainbow of these weapon sets, for example, right? They could make a weapon set that's like the adventure weapon set and then just recolor it, and every year give us like a new set that you can go for in these new adventures, right? And kind of, but you don't have to do those adventures. You can go to another older map if you want to and do your favorite adventure, and you can earn these tokens, right? And like, I don't know, I just think there's like there's an argument to be made there somewhere where you know, because ArenaNet is looking at, the thing is, many of the things that they're implementing are not built to be built upon itself, right? Like they introduce these new systems that are then like one-offs, right? Many of the masteries introduced are one-offs. Okay, so you waste all of your development time on creating these masteries and these different things and maps and the story and the whatever, right? And then we never see those again. But why don't you use the things you already have and like build on that, right? Like, it's so weird to me. Like, Adventures was such a great system that I really, really enjoyed. Same with bounties. Like, I really think like all of those champions that you hunt in Janthia Wilds, like in Lowland Shore, they could have all been bounties. Why weren't they bounties? Why isn't there a bounty board that has you go finding those champions around the map? Because they have the same mechanics that bounties already have, right? And then expand on the bounty system by having, once again, a weapon set, an armor set, or whatever that you can go for, right? A set of minis, or you know, anything like an infusion set, a mount skin set, like anything like that, right? Like combat, I talk about like how combat tonics are highly underused, right? Give us more combat tonics about for races that we haven't played yet, that are not playable, that you're never gonna add. Let's be real, Arena is never gonna add a playable race into the game, okay? It's like, I know there's people that are still hopeful about this, but I can tell you right now, Arena is never gonna add that. And it's fine, I'm not making an argument for whether that's good or bad, but then give us another option, right? They're giving us all the helmets, right? They give us the dragon helmet, then they're now doing the 2 bird helmets, right? There's so many things that they could do, and they could make it, they could introduce these, not, you know, it's nice that we get it with festivals, right? Like, it's nice that they're keeping the festivals fresh. That's good, I like that, right? But I think that they should look at, yeah, at just like existing systems and kind of do stuff like that. Griffin runs as well. Yeah, those were good. Almost like they forgot the systems. No, I don't think they forgot them. I think that for, I think the reason these weren't implemented is because ArenaNet has been under crunch for years. because I think I don't know. It sounds to me like ArenaNet doesn't really understand how to manage their time properly, or like I don't know if it's like the managers don't understand how to make their employees prioritize on certain things, because, and this is what like I was kind of saying earlier, when you look at Bavanisos, you can see that that entire map is just all crunch. It's literally like a handful of developers like sitting there a week before release, you know, obviously I'm exaggerating, but you know, and typing away and being like, oh my god, we gotta have something in the map, we gotta have some kind of meta, we gotta have something in this map. Like, we have this map that was created, but we have nothing in it. Like, the content design people, I don't know what's going on with them, but even with how small the expansions have gotten in the quantity of things that they're releasing, they seem to not be able to like be consistent on the releases. Like, Bavanisos and the whole Absolution release was kind of shit. Like, and I hate to say that, because the subject matter and the things that they're talking about in the Janthia Wells expansion, like, is some of my favorite shit. Like the Mersat, the Wide Mantle, the Scepter of Ore, the Realm of Torment. Like, I mean, you guys know I did the whole tour of the freaking Realm of Torment because I was so excited to see that again, right? To like maybe have that come back into the world of Guild Wars, right? And then when we finally get there, I'm just like, yes, it's happening. And then we get like 5 minutes of being in this expansion, of being in this realm, and it's literally like, okay, bye. And I was like, well, I didn't even get to do anything. I killed 3 shadows. Awesome. Cool. I feel so accomplished. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but ArenaNet really needs to figure out how they can do consistent, like, in my opinion, and it's something that I'm going to be mentioning in my review as well, is ArenaNet needs to figure out how they can make the initial launch of an expansion, you know, hold on, let me rephrase that. They need to figure out how they make the very last post-launch update, the third one, just as exciting as the initial launch of the expansion. Both expansions have shown me that by the end of the expansion, they have moved the majority of the developers to the next expansion or to some other project or to something else, and you now have a handful of people straggling, trying to figure out how to make this last release happen, and it comes out like shit. This has now happened twice. Okay, so there's obviously evidence that that is happening. There's very obvious evidence that this is happening, and ArenaNet needs to figure out how this doesn't happen. Stop moving your people from a release that hasn't even gone out yet to a new release that you don't even know how people are going to receive, because 5 months of not having content isn't gonna, like, that's not good. Like, you come off the expansion really horribly, right? Janthia Wells, right? It's a release that a majority of the player base has been disliking and has been vocal about that. And you're then saying, well, we're taking a 5-month break between that, right? And it's like you moved all of these people from your final release to the new release, moved the next release further away, and had that latest release be like, that's not how you can't do that. You can't do that. They need to find a way where they can have these people work the same amount of time on the initial release, on the first post-launch, second post-launch, third post-launch, and once all of those 3 are solid and good, move them to the next thing. Don't move them mid-work and say, okay, well, you know, we're gonna cut the workforce for this release down to half, and now these people are struggling to figure out how to make this map appealing, because Bavanisos is not an appealing map. Bavanisos is the new Gyala Delves. Bavanisos is the new Nyos, okay? Those maps are in like 5-10 years, whatever, however long Guild Wars 2 is gonna go, they're gonna be empty. Those maps are gonna be empty. No one is gonna be running those things anymore. You know what I mean? It's a shame, and I don't understand, and I want it to be good. Like, you know, I don't want people to misunderstand me and say, oh my god, here's Raleigh just shitting on the game again. Like, that's not even where I'm coming from. Like, but they need to figure out how to manage that. They need to figure out how to manage their people, their workloads. Seriously. Because, and this is one of the things that, you know, I haven't even thought about that, and I might mention that. Oh, I really like what they did there. That is a great, I love that. Whoever this person is, I really love the, I love this. This is very, very nice. Ooh, sorry guys. I really think that, you know, because I remember before, was it before Nios came out? So during, was it? I don't remember, or was it during the Nios releases or something? I think it was during the Nios releases. I remember there was a blog post, and I would have to go look. I would have to go kind of sift through some of those older blog posts, the studio updates or whatever, right? There was a blog post I remember that they did where they talked about how, and I want to say this was during the Nios releases, where they talked about how they already had team members moving on to the post-launch, post-Janthier launch stuff. They already had team members moving on to that, right? Now, but then I look at it, and I look at, like, and I do an in-depth analysis of all of the maps of Janthier Wilds, right? And, you know, I look at Janthier Sentry, and I'm like, but Janthier Sentry wasn't even finished. Like, it's an unfinished map. You know? And I just look at that, and it hurts my soul. Because I love Janthier Sentry. I love it. It is such a great map. I love it. Huge fan. But content-wise, it sucks booty hole. And not the good kind of sucking booty hole. Okay? Ugh. It's so frustrating. Where I'm just like, can you finish, like... I don't know. There needs to be, I'm trying to, like, think. There needs to be a system that internally ArenaNet uses where they can look at maps and say, this is a finished map and this is not a finished map. Finished map in meaning, first of all, you know, obviously the design of the map, but then the content within the map as well, right? Because when I look at Janthier Sentry, it doesn't look like a finished map, okay? I'm writing this review, and I had to, like, look up the events that are happening on the maps. And just so you guys know, the event where you have to, like, get the pomegranates and the animal meat, and you have to, like, collect it, has 6 spawn locations around the camp. 6. The same event has 6 locations around the camp. Okay? Then the kill the elementals and kill the bloodstone elementals each have 4. Okay? That's pretty much exactly the same event that just has different enemies. And that is 8 events on the map that are exactly the same thing that are on this map. Okay? Like, that's why I love the core maps. You guys will love, like, if you guys are, like, agreeing with some of the stuff that you guys are hearing, or, like, you know, I'm making sense to some of you guys are really gonna love that review that I'm writing, because I'm really trying to lay out, like, how I feel about it and go into real detail into, like, how I feel about these different events and stuff that are happening, you know? It's gonna be really good. Reusing assets is an issue. If game companies, especially MMOs, to do this, they're not using this. Is probably like, they can play the look of the mobs and just they're reusing assets. That's an issue. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, I don't mind reused assets. I don't mind it at all. But right, the problem wasn't. Here's the thing. I don't know. I can just speak for myself. Really, I can't speak for other people. But I think one of the issues that I had with the reuse of assets, let's talk about Secrets of the Obscure, for example, right? Like, we don't have to bash on Janthier Wilds all the time. We can talk about Secrets of the Obscure, which I think actually performed worse than Janthier Wilds did. Overall. I think overall, performance-wise, I think Secrets of the Obscure did a little worse. The only thing it had going for it was that there was a legendary PvE armor introduced. If that didn't have it, I think Secrets of the Obscure would have done way worse. But point being is that I think the reusing of assets in Secrets of the Obscure was so bad because it was specific on many people were complaining about the cryptas using the same models as the other creatures, as the other mobs in the world, right? And then, but on top of that, 95% of the events on the Secrets of the Obscure maps were just defeating enemies. They weren't very creative events, right? Like 95% of those events on those maps were just defeating enemies. There wasn't like really like many collect items events or like do different things on events, right? It was all about just like defeating enemies in different ways, right? There was no creativity in the events that they had. There wasn't anything interesting really. And then on top of that, they introduced rifts, which were the exact same thing, just defeating a bunch of enemies, right? So the majority of your events are defeating cryptas, and then you're adding rifts, which is defeating cryptas. So you just have like 90% of the entire Secrets of the Obscure expansion is defeating cryptas. That's all it is, and it becomes mind-numbing, and it becomes the reused asset. The reuse of the assets becomes so strong and apparent because that is the majority. You get lower and lower and lower, and there's more enemies, and it's just the same enemies over and over again, right? But you encounter the same enemies the whole time, right? Like, and it's mind-numbing, and that's not what Guild Wars is. Guild Wars is not like that, you know. Great lore, shitty execution, and that's exactly it. I love the lore of Jantheur's Sentry. I love the lore of Mistburn Barrens. I love the idea of Bavanisos. Like, all three of those maps are fantastic ideas. They're great ideas. Like Jantheur's Sentry, like with the village of Gavril and the history with the Bloodstone, and kind of like you're learning about the origin of the White Mantle and all of the stuff. Like, it's great, right? But like the map itself and the content, like the map itself is fine, but the content on the map is so lacking. And then you go to Mistburn Barrens, and again, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, reading the books about the Mursad and all the stuff is like super interesting. It's really great and da 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 da. But then you have 3 expeditions, and you can finish those within like 30 minutes. You can finish all 3 of these expeditions, and then that's pretty much all the events you have. There's really not much else that's going on. You have an adventure. Yeah, okay, that's nice. The adventure wasn't bad, but you do that a couple times and you're good, right? You don't want to do that. Again, there's nothing to go for with the adventures, right? There's no long-term goal with the adventures, right? Like, ArenaNet needs to learn that variety in maps is super important. Make compact maps, right? Don't make them super big and don't put anything in it. Like, Bavanisos is a small map as is, but it's empty because there's nothing in it. Okay, so it's bad in variety. It's bad in longevity because it doesn't have variety and it doesn't have any long-term goals. You know, like I haven't even gone for the Lightborn weapons. I'm just gonna be buying those with unusual points because I cannot be bothered to go back into Bavanisos. I cannot. As a lover of the lore, I cannot be bothered to go back into Bavanisos. It is boring. It's a snore fest. And I hate to say that because I know someone worked really hard on it. I know someone did. I know someone put their heart and soul into that release. I know they did. That is the kind of company that ArenaNet is. But I don't know where the disconnect is. Ooh, I totally forgot to go inside of this big cave area. There's some pinatas here. What? Oh, no, you're fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm 98% with you. I'll enjoy your review for sure. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I think my review is going to be, I hope that people are going to share it and kind of like talk about it. Again, it's not about bashing ArenaNet, and it's not about hating on ArenaNet's work, right? The idea is that you know, obviously I don't have any pull and I don't have any, no, I don't have a big viewership or whatever, right? But it's about helping ArenaNet, right? That's what I want. I want ArenaNet to find where the crux of their issues is, right? Of their releases. What is the problem and how can you fix it? Because the initial launch for both Secrets of the Obscure and Janthia Wilds, I thought were pretty freaking great. Janthia Wilds, compared to Secrets of the Obscure, when I look at the initial launches, I want to say Secrets of the Obscure did far better. Because I think the maps were more interesting. When I look at both of them, I think Skywatch Archipelago and Omnitas were great maps, right? I think the content in them is pretty decent. Yes, like I said, most of it is killing cryptas, but there are some really interesting things. There's really cool lore. They're very big maps. There's a lot to do, right? Achievements were really good. There was a lot of things. There was a lot of longevity built into it, right? And then the Nios releases were really, really bad. Janthia Wilds kind of even it out a little bit because their initial release, like Lowland Shore, was really, really good, but Janthia Century wasn't that great. But then Mistborn Barrens wasn't as bad as the initial release of Nios, right? Mistborn Barrens was better than the initial release of Nios, the very first part of Nios. There was more longevity, there was more things to go for, it felt more interesting or whatever, right? But then, you know, and I know that Godspawn was like in between that, you know, Godspawn was like didn't have a PvE map or whatever, right? Like Godspawn. So I guess Godspawn should be compared to the first release of Nios. So Godspawn compared to the first release of Nios was probably, they were probably even, I would say, because it didn't do like a PvE map, but it added like a raid and a convergence, and it had like, you know, other things going for it. Where Nios felt kind of very, the first part of Nios felt very like, okay, this is it, right? And then we moved to Mistborn Barrens and to the second part of Nios, which I think, like I said, Mistborn Barrens I think performed better because there's, I feel like, more variety, and it kind of gives you enough flavor and enough of the other things that it feels better than Nios, the second part of Nios. And then the third part of Nios I felt like completely dropped off, but Bavanisos did so as well, right? Like, I think overall, you know, where like Secrets of the Obscure started out really strong and then dropped off really fast, right? Janthia Wilds kind of started kind of strongish and kind of stayed a little bit longer and then just like dropped off, right? I think both of them ended in the same terrible, like, I literally, at the end of both of them, after turning off the stream, you know, I don't think I did it. I might have done it with the Nios release, with the final one, right? Once we were finished with Secrets of the Obscure. I know I didn't do that with Janthia Wilds, but at the very end, like, I turn off the stream and I kind of just sit there and I go, really? That was it? That was it? That was it? You know, I'm like, okay, that was it. Doesn't feel like an end to an expansion, but that's it.
Welcome guest.
You know? I don't know. Are these trees new? Are they just here during Dragonbash? I feel like I've never noticed them. They're kind of stupid. We know for sure ArenaNet knows how to do intros, prologue, Path of Fire, End of Dragon's perfect example. Even Icebreed Saga. Icebreed Saga had a great introduction, right? Heart of Thorns with Silver Ways leading into Verdant Brink was fun, and we know they can land on endings. Season 4, for example. They just need to look at all that and can tie it together. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's like they know how to do that. That's where a part of the criticism comes from as well. Because if I knew that they were incompetent, and this was always ArenaNet, right? But it's like it's so random when a release is good and when it's bad, right? Like they're just all over the place, like all over the place. Like certain releases are really good and certain releases are really bad, and certain intros are really good and certain intros are really bad, and then certain endings are really good and certain endings are really bad, and it's just all over the place. You know, and that's why I kind of come from where they need to have an internal quality assurance where they need to set a standard of this is how the beginning should be. This is the marks, the start, the intro of an expansion should hit. This is what the middle parts of an expansion should hit, and this is what the ending parts should hit. But it really feels like they tell their developers, hey, this is the premise of the expansion. We're assigning this team to this team to this team to this. Okay, go, do your thing, right? And some of the teams can resonate with the subject matter and they have like a great idea and they're like, oh, I gotta work on this map. Okay, like Lowland Shore. They're like, Lowland Shore. Oh yeah, we're gonna make some like really cool like content every day. It's gonna be really beautiful. We're gonna do a big variety of events and we're gonna do all these different things, and the writing is these different things, and the writing is really good. And then you have the team that's like working on Bavanisos and they're just like, you want us to make like a Titan into a city and then like do like an ending to the expansion, and you want us to go like into the foundry, but like how do we do any of it, and like how do we create like a bad guy out of this? And like they are completely lost, but there's no guidance. They're just like, no, this is your workload, this is what you have to do, but there's no like quality assured, like there's no like quality check marks that they have to meet, like benchmarks, right? Like there's no like benchmarks on like this is what they need to hit, right? It's kind of weird to me. That's what it feels like. They kind of just let their people go, and it's like, I get having creative freedom, and I get you want to have your developers, like you want to have a good like work life, you know, whatever balance and stuff like that. I get that. I totally understand that. But there also has to be like your company selling a product, so there has to be a certain set of rules and guidelines and expectations and benchmarks and all of these things that go with running a company. And I feel like ArenaNet sometimes misses that. They're like a little bit too much of the free spirit of the MMO industry, right? They're like, oh, let your creativity run wild. And then you have some people that are like, I don't know what to make with this, so I'm just gonna create a thing and I hope it works out. And then we get Bavanisos. It's like someone crapped on a plate and they're like, here's your ending to your release. Ha ha ha. And you're like, thanks. You know, it's like the dubious food from like Tears of the Kingdom and like Breath of the Wild, you know, where it's just like it's like mosaiced out like the plate, and you're just like, oh, I gotta eat that. Oh, I guess I'm gonna eat that. Hi NM, how are you? It's good to see you. Welcome in. We're just crapping all over Janthia Wilds right now. No. I'm trying to, like, I'm writing a review. Was that you that asked me to write the review? I think that was you, wasn't it? That asked me to write the review. So I'm like, just so you know, we have a, and for those of you that are watching, by the way, we have a Discord server, okay? You can go on my, my YouTube channel, go on the community tab. I put a post. There's a link to our new Discord server. I love the subject matter, right? I love the ideas behind everything. I love the idea of what Bavanisos was supposed to be. I just think the execution was so bad. So bad. I don't even want to go back to Bavanisos anymore, and I hate that I'm saying that. Like you guys know, I was so excited to go to Bavanisos. I made like videos on this shit. Like, oh, I think that was thunder. Oh yeah, that's thunder. Jesus, I just heard like a loud like boom, boom, boom. I'm like, either someone fell down the stairs, or there's thunder. But I'm pretty sure it's thunder. How did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it, NM? If you did it, if you enjoyed it, you know what? More power to you. You know what? I love it. For those of you that enjoyed the final release, I'm so happy for you. And I, you know what? And I'm actually envious of anyone that enjoyed that final release. I am envious because I wish that I could really have enjoyed it. I really do. I really wish. We're almost there with color in the sky. I'm looking for more pinatas, but I can't find any more pinatas. But we're just gonna finish that. So. But yeah, if that was UNM, I am writing my review right now. That is happening. I'm right now up to 8 pages, which means that it's going to be quite a long. Yeah, that was you. So yeah, I'm writing that review. It's happening, and I have a lot to say. And it's going to be not that great. It's not going to be that great. I mean, it's a great, like, I think it's a great, well-written, you know, and I'm going to try, like, obviously, like, people need to understand, you know what? Blade Dancer. I just created a Raleigh Blade Dancer. That's really funny. People need to understand this is a video game. I don't take this stuff too serious, right? Like, it's at the end of the day, this is a video game. right? And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my god, my life is over because Baba Nizos isn't what I wanted it to be. I will never be like that, right? Like, I love Guild Wars 2. I still think it's like a really, oh my god, look at that fashion. Fuck yeah, Summer, get it. I really love this. I love the like color combos mostly. Like I love all this. Oh, this is really good too. Yes, I love it. Oh my god, it looks so cool. And I was like, we're all hyped, and while the concepts were great, were pretty interesting, the execution was definitely definitely executed. The execution was definitely executed. Yeah, in the wrong way. It was executed with a guillotine. Ding! Cut the head off. I made the backpack and really don't want to go back beyond that, but the champion trains there are really lucrative, and I do have skins to get from Janthier WoW still, particularly rare spear skins from M&M. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to go back into it as well. I will. I mean, obviously, I'm just acting like a child, like a big baby. It's like I don't want to go back. Like I'm gonna go back in there. It's not that bad, Raleigh. Okay. I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna get the rest of the. I haven't gotten the Lightborn skins yet of the weapon. I got the Slumbering ones. I went through and I bought the whole set because I have a bunch of. I had so much unusual coins, like you guys don't even know. So I went through and I bought the whole set of the Slumbering ones, and now I gotta get the Awakened one or whatever they're called. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in there. I don't think I'm gonna work on that back piece. It's not a priority for me right now. I might do that in the future at some point in time. Not sure. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think as a player base, as a community. I think we can all agree that Baba Nisos, that the Absolution release was not the top release by any means. I think, right? I'll keep going down to Lowland Shore when I get Janthier on this new account because it's my new favorite map. Yeah, I mean Lowland Shore is great. I think it's a fun map. That's not gonna happen for a while though. Lowland is the only nice thing about Janthier Wallace. I mean, the spear is nice too. The spear is fun. I think this. I like the implementation of the spear. I like it on like on a few of the different classes. I like the idea. Like to me, you know, if that cuts down on development time, having one weapon that you're giving to everyone, and you like, you know, you have to like. You kind of reuse some of the like animations and stuff like that, but you color it differently or you do whatever, right? Like I can see it, and I think the spear did great. Like if this saved them development time on that, and they have time to do other things, I liked it. You know, I think it's good. Like I said, I would like to see the trident come. I know a lot of people have been saying like, oh well, you know, the trident is just like the staff, like they're not, you know, blah blah blah, whatever. Which is, I guess it's a valid argument or whatever. But I just, you know, if that was great. Lowland Shore was good. Janthier Sentry is a beautiful. Janthier Sentry design wise is one of my favorite maps that ArenaNet has ever created. Ever. It is like definitely my top 5 of maps. Maybe even in my top 3 if I had to really sit down. I might have to do sit down. I might have to do I might have to do like a sit down and like just look at the design, like not even the content, just the design of each map and make a tier list. How would you guys feel about that? How would you guys feel about having a tier list? Should I do that on stream? Like could we create like a tier list of all of the Guild Wars 2 maps and make like design wise a tier list? Ooh, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? I would love that. There's a lot of review posts in the official forum, so it'd be good material for your review. Well, the thing is, I don't want to take other people's review stuff. I understand where you're coming from, and you're just kind of thinking of like, okay, maybe this is something you haven't thought of, and like you can take pointers from other people. But I'm trying to go in it with just my own thoughts. because I want this review to just be solely, I don't want to regurgitate what someone else has said or a thought process that someone else had. I want to go in with my own thoughts, and this is what I would have done differently, okay? Because I want to give my point of this. I gotta tell you guys, I love this thing with the like smoke coming out. Is this a decoration that you can get? If it's not, it should be. I mean, all of those should be. Like, that thing should be decoration. Oh, are we done yet? Have I already finished this? Am I just doing the same thing over and over again? I am. Alright, let's bash some dragons. I'm gonna go to the arena. B for NG and Mesmer. Fucking chef's kiss for sure. Yeah, I don't play engineer, but from what I heard, people like it. Mesmer, definitely. I agree. It's beautiful. I think it has some really interesting mechanics in there. It's a great weapon. I see it used all of the time. Guardian as well. Yep, I see it all the time. People love it. I think it's great. I don't play when I play my Guardian, I usually don't play Spear, but I know it has a place, and I know people really like it. Obviously, Spear on Elementalist is great with the animations. It was I wish it was Condi. And pistol was power. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's a little. There's something going on. Escalus. Escalius. I don't know how to pronounce that, but. They need to add the analog for the other expansions. For like OG Guild Wars and Heart of Thorns, because that's what they're missing here, right? Is that all they're missing? I don't know. I liked Spear on Warrior, but then they kind of nerfed it, and Warrior hasn't really seen a good update in a long time, so I don't know. Which Ranger Spear was more Condi Blade? Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
Get ready to fight!
It's Kunavan. Oh my god, I haven't played this character series in like a long time, so. And yes, I am using a staff. You can judge me, it's fine. Oh, hello. What the heck? What the heck, guys? Barnaby, Tom Barnaby, get up. I'm gonna heal you all. Oh, I should have been closer. I forgot that that's a trap. I can't just press whatever button. Yeah. Man, I wish we had seen more Salisbury Dragons, I'm gonna be honest. I really enjoyed Salisbury Dragons as creatures in the game, in the world of Guild Wars. The world of Guild Wars 2. The whole story is just bad. The lore, I guess, is okay, but hidden in the achievements and stuff. There's no big bad like Ryland, Joko, Scarlet, Anka. The narrative is lost. The lack of voices is really jarring to. Yeah, the lack of voices. You know what? That's a good point. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. That does add. And I have to agree. I mean, the thing is, and in my review, I kind of talk about this as well. Like I said, I'm just kind of giving you guys the tidbits as of right now with how. I'm gonna swap. You know, tidbits of what the review is like. Obviously, it's gonna be more. What's the word? Coherent or whatever. I'm just giving you like random thoughts, but one of the things I talk about is that I think a lot of people, so from what I noticed, a lot of people, by the time Repentance came out, which was the second of the post-launch releases, a lot of people lost interest in the story, right? And I don't think that necessarily, like, I think part of it was, yes, the voice is missing, but there was also, I think, the idea of they muddied the waters too much, right? Like, if you guys haven't noticed, and it's something that I only noticed once I started reading or writing the review, right? But ArenaNet tried to do way too many things with these expansions, right? They tried to like finish up so many subject matters that by the time Repentance, like they had all these subject matters, because when you look at something, okay, just to give you guys an example, when you look at something like Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, Heart of Thorns, the original 3 expansions, right? Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, End of Dragons. ArenaNet, right? They introduce new characters, they introduce character arcs of these characters, and they kind of finish up most of the subject matter. Not all of them, but most of them. Kind of, they find a place, you know, the whole thing with Anka, you know, there's Mitrin, like all of these things, right? They kind of find their place in End of Dragons. In Heart of Thorns, you know, the Exalted kind of find their place in the world, and you know, there's a lot of things like, you know, Fowlin and Air and like all these things. Wow, that's a huge greatsword. That actually looks really cool. I do like that, having that being a big katana like that. Right, so so you have all of those expansion. You have those 3 expansions that have their own subject matters that they do a pretty good job with, like finishing all the story threads, right? But one of the things they didn't do for those original is add a plethora. They didn't add that many old-timey lore things from a long time ago, right? Like there weren't things like, you know, the Scepter of Ore, the Foundry Failed Creations, the Titans, the Mersat, the Seers, the Elder Races, you know, any of those things. Like none of those things, you know, the Wizard's Tower, the Wizard's Folly Tower, like all of these things, none of that was like, you know, they didn't add all these old subject matters, right? The original 3 expansions kind of created their own narrative with their own plot points, with their own things, kind of, you know, they're kind of in their own bubble, right? And they kind of resolve most of those issues, okay? But then in these new expansions, first of all, they're smaller than the old expansions, for one, right? But then they like try to do so many things with it, right? And I think a lot of people started losing interest in the story once Repentance came out, because yes, we talked about Mersad and we talked about we talked about the White Mantle and stuff like that. But then you're like, okay, so now we're going to be talking about like deep lore, right? We're talking about like the history of the Mersad and like what happened during Guild Wars 1, and you're talking about the Seer and Seer and Mersad war, right? Which has like really no impact on the story, right? But they're trying to wrap up all of these old story threads. So they started adding all of these things that kind of dilute what you're trying to tell. You're losing all these people because you're telling 25 different things, right? You're talking about all of these different subjects, all of these different like subject matters, all of these characters and events that happened in the past, half of which you don't even explain, right? Like they never explained really the Titans. Anyone that didn't play Guild Wars 1 didn't really understand what it meant for the Titans to be involved. They didn't know what the Foundry of Failed Creations was. They didn't know, like, if you didn't play Secrets of the Obscure, you didn't know who Iskarin was. You didn't know who Maban was. You didn't know who Waiting Sorrow was. You didn't know any of these things. You didn't even know what the Heart of the Obscure was, right? So it's like you have all of these subject matters that they tried. Like, your expansions are already smaller than what you were doing before. You're already not doing Living World anymore, right? You're like binding it together into this like annual expansion thing. But then on top of that, you're confusing people by adding so many things that you're then having to resolve, right? It's not even just about adding it into the story, like having the Scepter of War, for example. No, it's you have to find a satisfying ending. You're adding Maban into the story, so you have to find a satisfying ending. You have to add the, you know, you added the Scepter of War, you gotta add a satisfying ending. You add it, oh, now my bot posted the stream. Really? Now? Like 2 hours into it? It's great. You know, you're adding all of these things that you then have to resolve, right? They resolve the Foundry of Failed Creations. They resolve the Titans. They resolve the Scepter of Ore. They resolved Maban, right? They resolved all of these things, you know, that they had introduced on top of the subject matters that they had already, like, you know, that they had already introduced for the expansion that were just part of the expansion story, right? I'm not really helping out here. I'm just kind of being the useless member in the group. So, for me, story was conceptually great, but didn't translate well in game. It was too convoluted and didn't elaborate in a meaningful way in terms of the characters, in terms of plot points. Convoluted is a good word to describe it. The gameplay of the story instance was great at release, but in patches progressively diminished. And that too, right? It's like, you not only dilute the story by having so many different things that you're talking about, and again, like you said, convoluted. It became convoluted because of all these different things that they were talking about. There was all these different things. There's so many different things that they wanted to talk about in this expansion. They wanted so many subject matters that they wanted to talk about. They wanted to talk about the origin of the White Mantle and the end of the White Mantle, and, you know, the Titans, like how they came back, right? And it's like they reintroduced Titans into the story in the Foundry of Field Creations and had to find a resolution for these things, right? It is a massive scope. You're undertaking a massive scope of things that there's no way in hell that, however small these expansions are, that they should finish any of these things, you know? And it's very frustrating, and it's very upsetting because I love the lore. You know, I was so excited for the Scepter of War to come back. I was so excited to see all of these things, you know, matter in the world of Guild Wars again, but then they didn't get the time that they deserved, and they didn't even, like, you know, they didn't explain any of it. They didn't explain anything of any of this. I'm gonna use, I don't know why I'm not using the short bow. I'm using the short bow now, which is just much better. Check your time zone settings on your server for Discord. Well, the thing is that I will look at that, but the thing is that the bot was always good up until now. Oh, that's thunder coming in, and it double posted it too. I posted it twice. What the hell? Why? The bot is weird. I don't know if it's my new Discord server, you guys. I don't know anything about anything. I'm having to Google so much crap because I don't understand any of it. But I wanted to have a place for us to hang out. So if you guys want to hang out with me, you guys want to be part of the community, of the Discord community, there's only a few people in there right now, but if you guys want to hang out and discuss any of this stuff or whatever, discuss anything really, check it out. The biggest win for me was the homesteads that added meaningful replayability. Spears and the raid was a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, homesteads were not really anything for me, but I like that it you know, I think homesteads is one of those systems that they can build on for years, which is great. You know, we were just talking about how longevity is a huge part, or at least in my opinion, longevity is a very important part to content that they're adding into this game, right? If we're not doing big, crazy, you know, releases and expansions and whatever, right? You gotta add the little bit of stuff you're adding. It's gotta have some kind of, you know, longevity to it, right? So, like, the homesteads is something that they can build on for years. They can add weather effects, sky effects, right? Like, I'm still asking for weather effects. I'm just gonna keep asking for it until we get it. Weather effects in there. You can get different skies, you can have different doorways, you can have different decorations, and maybe eventually, I mean, they're planning something for the next expansion, meaning we're probably going to get a different homestead, you guys. We're probably going to get something that's going to be a different looking homestead. And if we get a new homestead every year, a new, like, you can decide what your homestead is going to be, fuck yeah, I'm all for it. Hell, that's great. I love that. I don't like it. I don't like homesteads, but I get it, right? Like, I get it for other people. I should have done that earlier. I don't know how to play this character correctly, so you guys have to forgive me. I am not a good druid player. It's just fun, and this is my Dragonbash character, so I really like this guy, this dragon guy over there, Ordius Shockclaw. He's cool. I like him. He looks really cool. It's a great, like, it's a very unique coloration, and having that big old gun with it, it's great. Love that. All right, we're gonna stick in here. I'm gonna do so lifelike. I'm gonna continue doing that until we get that. Yeah, honestly, can't wait to see what they do with the homesteads in this next expansion. Also, still excited on what new weapon we could get. I'm with the Raleigh, most likely Land Trident. I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping for it. That is my, you know, I think I would love to see a Land Trident. So I'm glad you're with me on that. I want to see that. I see switching it up and giving everyone a different new weapon. Each class is missing again just to spice up. Well, I mean, they could do that for sure. I just think that, you know, they're gonna have to, like, it's gonna be, I don't know. I think many of the weapons for Secrets of the Obscure really weren't that good. And I like the idea of having weapons that have their own little mechanic to them. It's almost like you have a mini elite specialization with each weapon, so I like that idea. If they can implement that still with the new weapons and stuff, I mean, that's fine. They kind of did that with the Secrets of the Obscure weapons a little bit for some of them. Like the Thief had like a mechanic, right? The Elementalist with the pistol had like a little bit of that. I like the Guardian pistols. I tried those out recently, and those are really, really good. I like those. And then the next expansion after that, everyone gets this underwater weapon on land. I don't know. I mean, it's so hard for us to like determine what the future of Guild Wars 2 is like, because ArenaNet is just so not transparent about anything going on at their workplace. So, oh no, my God, it's Tom Barnaby again. Down again. Down again. Mr. Barnaby. Whee! Why is my trap not triggering? You guys see that? My trap is right there, and it's not triggering. That's really upsetting. Do they need to be moving? I thought they like automatically triggered if they're on it. Oh, there it is. It just activated. Jeez. Weird. Yay! Alright, switch maps.
Get ready to fight!
Get ready to fight. But yeah, I don't know. All we can do, you know, is really just like hope for the best, give ArenaNet as much feedback as we can, and, you know, be constructive, right? I always say this, and I did mention that. I'm going to be mentioning that in the review as well. Just be constructive on the criticism that you give, right? Like, instead of just sitting here and being like, well, I don't like this. Well, why don't you like it, and what would you rather see, right? And also, a lot of people, like, they go like beyond, right? They go beyond the scope of it, right? Like, realize that ArenaNet can't do all of the things, you know? It's one of the things that I think a lot of people kind of miss. You know, they just want to be like, okay, well, I want to see 3 new elite specializations for every profession in this next expansion. Well, that's not gonna happen. Like, that's completely unreasonable. Like, obviously I'm exaggerating, but I feel like I've read that somewhere, right? Like, I feel like I've read that in like a comment or something with people, like, that people have, you know. I don't know. So I don't know. So with the review, it's a little bit about giving some constructive feedback as well, right? So maybe they'll surprise us and just do a new mechanic thingy for each class on a new weapon or elite specialization. Well, I could see like a new maybe a new core trade line. Yeah, like a core trade line, or maybe like an elite specialization line, but no new weapon, right? Like, maybe we don't get a new weapon, but we get like, maybe you know, a trade line that kind of maybe interacts with some of the weapons that we received over the last couple of years, right? So like, have like a trade line that maybe an elite specialization trade line that deals with like some of the spear mechanics that we have seen for some of the professions and during Gen 3 WoWs. You know? With all these changes to trades with the June 24th patch, I wouldn't be surprised if they did a new core trade line for each class in next week. I mean, I love the way that oh my god, the balance patches are going. I've talked about that. You know, it's not just number adjusting, but it's also mechanic wise they're adjusting a lot of things, which is great. Right, because if they do that on a larger scale, and if they really look at like old weapons and really make them like all kind of like meaningful again and stuff like that, they don't even need to add new trade lines, because you're gonna keep the game fresh with like just adding new weapons and redesigning old traits and utility weapons and like profession mechanics, right? Like you don't necessarily need to reintroduce new things if you can keep the old things fresh, right? Like, I don't know, updating freezing gust, for example, that would be great. I would love that. If you guys don't know, my running gag is that with every Amnoon waypoint, with every balance patch, I always look to see if they're updating freezing gust, because it is arguably the worst skill in all of Guild Wars. And yeah, so still no freezing gust update, you guys. It's been 12 years. Oh, let's get you up and running here. Oh, well, I'm about to die too. I challenge whoever wants to find me a worse skill than freezing gust. I would love to find a worse skill than freezing gust that I could just then make fun of. I mean, you could say like, you know, something like racial skills or something is even worse. Yeah, okay, that's fine, but you know, obviously that makes totally sense anyways, because they don't care about racial skills, right? That's like not, but I'm talking about a skill that actually would be used in game right now, you know, if it wasn't so bad. Heck, the idea me and you had that maybe Condi power shouldn't even exist in Guild Wars 2, change all the traits so that your weapon adapts to the way you want to play. I don't, did we come up with that? Like, no, because condition and weapon, Condi power shouldn't even exist. You might have to like remind me exactly what the, because I don't remember that. It sounds interesting, but yeah, change the traits. Change, like, that is definitely something that I do remember, and I talk about that a lot. Like how I want to see the traits interact with the weapon skills on a major level. I don't want to just have like a trait that's like, oh, your greatsword skills now give you might. Like, that's dumb. I have skills for that. I don't need a trait to make that happen. Okay, give me something interesting. Like, give me something cool. Give me something interesting, bruh. Give me something that'll make me tingle on the inside. All the Carmental wells don't work underwater. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Why don't they work underwater? Do other worlds? Do other wells work underwater? Jesus, I combined work and wells together. It really depends on how their internal team is structured. For instance, if the devs responsible for dynamic events is the same as the team responsible for the main story instances for fractals, then the strict deadlines of the mini expansions are a huge issue. If there are different teams, I would prefer to have one mini expansion that solely focuses on story or new maps, and then expansions that focus on full system updates. And we've talked about this a lot. Like, there's an expansion concept that I'm gonna be coming up with soon that kind of talks about like returning to Tyria, where they kind of beef up core Tyria and kind of, because let's be real, that is the initial thing that people see when they go into this MMO, right? Is like CORSAIR. So I think that needs to be a solid, it needs to be a solid experience, which it is still for the most part, but you know, power creep has really taken over. Many of the systems are very outdated. Many of the events are very outdated, right? And it would be nice to kind of get an update to that. And they can tie that together with older systems that they integrate, right? They could integrate adventures into CORSAIR. They could integrate bounties into CORSAIR, right? Like all of these things. Bring back like the old champion trains, right? But do it as like bounties. And they don't have to be in the starting maps, right? They could be in like something like Mount Maelstrom or something, right? You can have something there, you know? I think that is totally valid. Just, you know, give players reasons to play all kinds of different maps. I think is a great idea. So yeah, I think in concept, I don't know why I did that. I went into Celestial Avatar and then swapped back out of it immediately. But, and that's the thing is like the, you know, I kind of gave that example right as you came in earlier. But you know, it really feels like they kind of throw the teams together and they kind of say, all right, you work on this, you work on this, you work on this, you work on this, and they let them go, and there's no supervision. There's no like benchmark for quality. There's no benchmark. There's no like, you know, check marks that they have to hit, you know, like, okay, this is the things that we need to hit, this is the things that we need to talk about, these are the things that, like, this map needs to feel as good as this map, right? Like, there's no, like, they need to come up with a map, right, where they say they need to create a standard map where they say, this is the type of map we want to have. We want to have this amount of variety, this amount of events in every map. We want it to feel like this map. They need to come up with one specific map where they say this is going to be the standard for maps. This is what we want all maps to feel like, and then really go by that and stand by that, right? And really say like, oh, you know, this is the standard of the maps that we're dealing with. This is it, right? Like, we want to create these kinds of maps, and this is what goes in. You know, and Janthir Sentry, like, and Bavanisos and Mistborn Barons is just not it. It's not it, right? Like, and Gala Delve is like the second, like, I don't know. Gala Delve has like a different issues, I feel like, so I can't really use that as an example. But I like to change this bleed based on weapon type instead of amplifying Condi damage. Yeah, I mean that, for example, I like the idea of taking the concept of the trident for the Revenant underwater trident for the Revenant is so cool to me, right? Depending on which legend you're in, your skills do different things. That is so cool. To me, honestly, my opinion, that is how every single weapon on the Revenant should work. Every single weapon. Every single weapon should have exactly that. Depending on which legend you're in, they should be doing different things. Apply different conditions. You have different strengths in the things. Maybe have different mechanics. Oh, what's going on here? Hi, Lesser Eye. We're gonna hang out with the Lesser Eye. Look at him. He's like, oh, this is my eyeball. I'm gonna keep it. He's dead. Yellow Delve should be the standard. Oh God, no! Please. That is not a good standard to have. It's a meta-focused map. That should never be the standard, ever. It is very hard to solo. So again, years later, many people can't play. Many people don't play Yellow Delve, right? Like, Yellow Delve doesn't get played anymore because it is a meta-focused map. You have to find a group of people that is willing to go do it. I mean, just the other day, we found a guild that actually runs it like every Tuesday and Wednesday or something like that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or something. Don't they run it? They run it like 3 days a week. They run Yellow Delve because no one runs it anymore. They had to create a guild just to be able to run this map, because other than that you can't even finish Yellow Delve. Did they nerf the loot in Yellow Delve at some point? I don't know. Did they? Why do you say that? Is that something that are you asking because no one's playing it anymore?
Get ready to fight.
Necromancer wells work underwater. So why wouldn't they work and scrapper wells? Really? Why? Oh, okay. That water is that's some dangerous ocean water, I'll tell you what. Oh my god. Oh my god, why are you teleporting right onto me? It's very hostile of you, alright? I don't like that. Adapt to your legend and remove weapon swap from Rev? Yes, I agree. Remove weapon swap. I know everyone hates me. I've done my arguments. I've talked about it ad nauseum now. Why I don't like Revenant. Concept-wise, it's a great class. Execution-wise, not so much. In my opinion. If you like Revenant, I am happy for you. Go! So we have 3 different tiered armored classes that can't weapon swap. Light for elementals, medium for NG, and heavy for Rev. Hey, that's a great idea. What is wrong with that? What's wrong with what? What is wrong with them? What is wrong with me? I'm damaged. I'm damaged, you guys. I don't know. Ooh. Great cosplay. Looks great. I love it. That looks pretty cool. I don't know about that. Okay. Alright. I see it. I see you. Alright, enough fashion wars. I heard that it used to drop more yellows and then they nerfed it so peeps don't like it anymore, so the meta takes as long. Well, I don't know about that. That might be true. I don't know. I haven't thought about Yellow Delve in a serious way for years now. So I couldn't tell you, but that does seem to ring a bell that they lowered something. They lowered some kind of something drop rate or something. Is there like no one on this map? What's happening? We're not doing like anything. Is everyone just like yeah. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. The problem with Galadelv is that it takes organization, right? Like you have to have an organized group in order to go through. You cannot solo it. Not the standard. The standard guild with 2 players cannot solo it. Yes, can people that raid, can people that like do fractals every day, like yes, they can do that, right? They can probably solo it. They can go in there. They can take their virtuoso and do like 50k damage going in, you know, doing whatever, right? Like they can do all of that stuff. They can't do the whole meta, like you can't do the bosses and stuff by yourself. Like that's like probably close to impossible, I would say. But you know, you can do a majority by yourself. The problem is that it's just not fun that way. Like having a whole map that just revolves around meta events, it's just not fun to me, right? Like I get the need for them and I get that that's how it should be, but like that the need to have big meta events, right? But like the core game showed us that you can have maps that have both a big meta event as well as you can explore. I don't understand why we have to have one or the other. I don't understand that. I will never understand why ArenaNet during season 3 and like, you know, that release like during that time, like that time frame, it wasn't exactly during season 3, but like around that time, went and shifted to having maps that have a like a large meta focus, you know, like Drizzlewood and like all of these, and then having maps that don't have those. Like we can have both. You can have a big meta event and a map that's explorable at the same time. You don't need to have that exclusively be one or the other. You really don't, you know. And like I don't know. I guess the idea is that because you have people just running around the map doing random things, they're not doing the meta and they're not helping with the meta. So I do get that. Whoa! Oh my god, did you guys see me jump? Holy crap, that scared the shit out of me. Jesus. I totally lost my train of thought there. so I get that, right? Like I get that there's this idea of you know, you can't have like random people like walking around the map and stuff like that, you know, but and you know, when you have a big expansion, like when you look at Heart of Thorns, or you look at like Path of Fire or anything, or End of Dragons or something like that, when you're adding like 4 or 5 map into an expansion, like, yeah, you can allow yourself to have one of them or 2 of them that's maybe just focused on meta events. But if you already have a small expansion and you're barely adding any maps, having those same maps then be focused on solely meta events is like a little bit like, it's kind of a waste, because it now competes with other maps that are like, let's be real, anything and everything now competes with like CORSAIR and Drizzlewood Coast, right? Like, just to put it, like, among others, but those are like the big ones that I can think of on the top of my head, right? So it's like they need to compete with those, and it's like I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. I was referring to the guild that ran Gala Delve consistently. There must be something wrong with them. It's not normal behavior. Oh, were you just joking about Gala Delve being the standard? I thought you were serious for a second. Are you just joking about that? I hope you are. No, I guess they just want to help people. They want to go through, because you can get decent rewards from it. And there's also the idea of having the, you know, the armor set. Like, a lot of people want to, I still haven't gone for the armor set, so I'm going to join that guild at some point, and get my armor set with them, probably. Like, I think that's going to happen, because I really want to get that armor set. There's achievements, there's like story stuff or whatever, you know, so I kind of get that's what they're doing. But yeah, what the hell is wrong with them? Stop having fun in other parts of the game. Oh my god, we did so bad. We only got 4 stack. What's your init ID again, so I can add you to my new account? Oh, I totally forgot that I don't have that up. There it is. I thought you already added me on your new account. Did you not do that? I thought you did. Oh no, I am crystallized. I'm looking all pretty right now. Owl, go. Ooh. Wow, there's a big old owl coming out of the ground. There's still a lot of guilds built around content. I'm in one for Heart of Thorns content. They can do events outside the main meta stuff. That's cool. I love that. Heart of Thorns is still like really good when it comes to like anything. I think Heart of Thorns was great. I enjoyed Heart of Thorns. I know there was a lot of complaints early on during Heart of Thorns, but I never had an issue with it. I've always enjoyed Heart of Thorns. Swan variant also needs Galadon. Oh, is that right? Okay, see, there's another reason why Galadon was important. I don't know, when I'm on Dragon's Stand map, people will yell at me, others to get the fuck off. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Like, I don't know. I get that there is like a need to have. Well, oh, I don't know what the argument is that you're trying to make with that. I'm trying, like, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Like, so they yell at you to get off because you're not participating in the meta event, or because you are participating in the meta, and they want to have specific people in it. I mean, I don't know. People do things, we all vary. That's what's great about niche groups, people that dedicate to a specific thing. I would have never done triple cover war until I saw that guild that does it, recruits for it. Yeah, Evo. Evo does it, right? Evo is that guild that does it? They still run it after so many years. It's really cool to see. I still, whenever, and they advertise in all these different maps. And there's so many times where I'm like in a random ass fucking map, and all of a sudden I see Evo is doing triple trouble. Go over here to the waypoint and help them out. I'm like, man, that's so cool. I love that. I love that for them. It's awesome. It's really cool. My previous account? Oh, not the newest one. Got it. Heard that. I'm having a deja vu right now. I ignore them and explore anyways. Yeah, I'm having total deja vu right now. So weird. Ow. Interestingly, I've not found a guild focused on Path of Fire. My main PvE guild originally started by doing Reba back in the day. Oh yeah, Reba. People still run it, right? Like there's still Reba guilds. I think there is. I want to say I ran the. What's that map called? The Domain of Babby. The meta event that happens here, or whatever that is. The world boss or meta event or whatever that is. I ran that with a guild. There is a guild that runs that. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they're still active or not. This is like a year or so ago now, but I remember there was a guild that did run all the Path of Fire metas. I want to say there's a guild that does that. And you know, I just want to say, talking about niche content, I make very niche content. It's really funny. I was talking to my boss actually at work the other day, and I was telling him, I'm like, yeah, I do like, I'm a content creator. I have like a small YouTube channel and stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, like how many subscribers do you have? And he thought I had like, I'm like, yeah, I'm like 1,800. He's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I just, I do very niche stuff. It's just very small, and I just don't really get that many viewers, like because I do very niche content or whatever. He's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to, as you guys know, I'm still trying to get into the partner program. Hopefully at some point in time. If not, we'll find out in a few days, actually, just so you guys know, because they had the like open invitation, or not open invitation, but like open applications for a partner program where they kind of post it about it. But so we'll find out. If a arena that doesn't want me once again, it's fine. I'll just cry silently. I'll weep into my pillow alone at night. We no longer do Reba, sadly. Now we do Convergence CMs. Well, I think that's a great switch. I mean, Reba is fun and all. But yeah, finding new purposes, that's fine too, I'm sure there's other guilds that still run it. Like, whenever I go to Silver Waste, it's still active. I still see commanders on there. Even after, like, what, 12 years of that map being out now, there's still people, like there's still guilds and commanders and stuff running it, so... Alright, we finished that. Awesome. We got the Sacred Ravens chest. Not sure what I'm gonna get at. I'm just gonna finish this boss, and I'm gonna get out of here. And we're gonna have to do some other stuff. I don't know how my inventory looks. I have some chests to open. I gotta eat some Zyd Taffy. I feel the 3 map structure of the mini expansions could work. We get 2 maps. GNT Wells at launch, then patch 2 expands on them and give us a raid because it's still have hope. I only found 1 tag that does Path Fire meta train on Sunday. Interesting. Patch 3 gives us a 3rd map, focus on exploration at first, and patch 4 modifies that map to encompass a large capstone meta. Once the meta is done, the map will shift to its peaceful exploration state. That way we satisfy both meta players. And that's the thing, right? They could design it around that, right? They could have it where there's a big meta event that happens like every 2 hours or whatever, right? And that takes about 30 minutes to do. 30 to 45 minutes or something like that, when you include like, cool that like, it's like you get like 10 minutes before it starts, and then you have like, whatever at the end to like collect rewards and stuff. You get like 5 to 10 minutes or whatever. It takes like 30 to 45 minutes, something like that, in between those. That'd be really cool. I would love that. And then go back for like 2 hours to like being a regular map. That would be great. I would love that. I think that's how most maps should be. Not most maps, but you know, the ones that they want to add a meta to, you know? They don't have to be all about the meta, you know? And I do talk a little bit about the structure of the maps and stuff in my review as well. I'm not gonna get into that because that is very like very in-depth and very like oh, I got another chest. Look at that. I got lucky. Can I just leave, please? Okay. Yeah, but in my review, you guys will see if you guys watch it. There's some interesting stuff in there for you guys to where I talk. No, I don't. I want to leave. Let me out of here. No, I don't. There's too many buttons everywhere. Just learned ArenaNet retroactively gives you stuff based on activity, apparently. But my first character new count to 80 and already have 4 or 5 members evolved finished. Oh, really? Interesting. The obsidian drop rate there is bad now, or I really have poor RNG, I don't know. The obsidian drop rate? Where do you mean? What obsidian, like obsidian shards? The obsidian shards are just so easy to come by nowadays. Alright, let's open these.
The small ones are worth half credit. By my math,
I have to eat all of this candy and make myself sick. Oh, I get 2 weapons. What do I want? What do I want? This longbow. Looks cool. I can't decide. Scepter? Short bow? Shield? Staff? I think I like the staff. Sword? No. Spear? No. See, again, like, they build a handle on the thing, but my character doesn't hold it at the handle. It drives me crazy. I can't do it. Drives me absolutely insane. Makes me want to kill myself. Just kidding. It does not. I'm totally kidding. Talking about being dramatic. I actually like that axe. I think that axe is pretty cool. Staff. Always like a good staff skin. And let's see. Mace? What is that mace? Whoa, that's a big old. Look at that mace. Holy crap. Jesus, imagine getting bashed with that thing. That's great. Maybe the scepter? The scepter is cool, I guess. One. Ooh, I love the feather physics. They're great. Blue torch. I'll get the scepter. Feel like I could make like a real shaman now. My God, look at all the things in my inventory. Look at all these things in my inventory. Boxes upon boxes with more boxes. Hey, did you guys hear? I got some boxes. Bye. Okay. Open these. Open these. Open the boxes. You know what the next mastery should be? Do you guys know what the next mastery should be for like a core tier mastery? I want them to add a mastery that opens anytime you open a bag that has a container in it, you automatically open that container too. That needs to be a mastery. Like, so if I right click this and I do use all and another container comes out of it, it automatically gets opened as well. Like, I don't understand why that's not a thing yet. Because, man, they're putting boxes inside of boxes inside of boxes, and it's like, bro. By the way, you guys can get a juvenile polar bear here. Doesn't look like a real polar bear. It has stripes. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me read all that. Yeah, I used to farm them in silver waste, but I was scrounging for some and I couldn't get any the other day. It was wild. Interesting. Went through 5k obsidian over the last 2 months building legendaries like crazy. Wow. Well, if you have, I mean, I think one of the easiest ways is just use your karma and go buy them in ore, right? Like you can just buy them in ore. So that's my recommendation. But yeah, there's like there's like easy ways to go for it. So silver waste is one of them. There's another farm that you can do that gives you a ton of obsidian. I don't remember what it was. The spear is really pretty, of course, and the sword. Oh, and the rifle. I went to dagger and rifle, probably the best Raven skins. The dagger was pretty cool. I kind of ignored the dagger. I don't know why, even though I use daggers a lot. But yeah, the dagger was pretty nice. I like the staff, chose it for my elementalist. Just wish they'd stop this forced state bullshit. Let us choose stats with all rewards. Is it? Oh.
Go ahead.
What is that? What is that?
Just gonna sit there and
Travelers?
watch you win?
It's travelers, right?
Warm those hollows up for the main event.
Is that what it's called? I forgot. Or trailblazer, not travelers. Trailblazer, right? That's trailblazer stat.
But no.
Still one mountain climbing. We go to areas we can't have access to on our mountains and climb up the mountains. Cliffhanger mission, impossible style. Mission, yeah. Spend all the karma too. Oh my god. Guess you're gonna have to play the game. I mean, karma is easy to earn, right? Like, karma is super easy to earn. You just go into, like, a Living World 3 map where you have, like, the stuff maxed out. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The easiest one to do is go to Bitterfrost Frontier and get the thing there where you get, like, all these drops of karma. And you just go around, and the enemies are really easy to kill. The meta event has a ton of enemies and champions and stuff like that, and you're just gonna get so much karma. You can get so much karma out of that. Mountain climbing is cool. I think climbing would be really, really cool. I still think that ArenaNet needs to give us maps where mounts are disabled. I'm still under the opinion that anytime we go into a new map that doesn't require you to mount, right? Like when I think of like Jan3 Sentry, for example. Jan3 Sentry and Lowland Shore, you don't have to mount in order to move about, right? Like you can get to pretty much all of the different places without a mount. I think the first time you play through that map, you should not be able to mount. Hands down, my opinion. Hands down. I think you should not be able to just mount immediately when you go into an expansion. You should not be able to go on your sky scale and fly to the end of the map and get your meta event reward. You should not be able to do that. They should force you to be not mounting for the first, until you like play through like a big chunk of the story for that map. Not even for the whole expansion, just for that map, right? Like once you get to the end, I mean, Final Fantasy does that, right? Where like when you go to a new map, and I don't know if they still do that. I only ever played through like the second, like halfway through the second expansion, and then I completely lost interest in the game. It just got so boring to me, so boring. I was so tired of using the same 2 skills against enemies and just do the same thing over and over again and just be like, this is mind-numbingly boring. Having barely any voice work, so you sit there and you're just reading dialogue upon dialogue upon dialogue. If I want to read a book, I'll pick up a book. Thanks, Final Fantasy. Thanks, Square Enix.
I'm
If I want to read a book, I'll pick it up in the fucking store. I'll get my Kindle. I don't have one, but I'll get one. I'm so evil. Spend all the karma dumped into converting internal ice into living world season format. Plus spend on Overtones 2 an ore and Auric Basin after Bobble Farm. Obvious half karma cost. Specimen Chamber. Karma bonus maxed out there. Where are you farming karma again? Like I said, I would do Bitter Frost. I mean, if you, the Specimen Chamber is a great idea. The Specimen Chamber is a good idea. You can get good karma there. I go to Bitter Frost because the thing on Bitter Frost is the enemies here are so easy to kill. If you have a power build and you go in, you could even do like a power mechanist or something. You go in and just shoot everything. You go around, you do all the events that they have. You go around here, do some of the events, do some of the events here. Do the meta when it happens, right? Do any of the little, when the brazier events happen, you do those. You defeat all the enemies. You get so many karma containers, so many of them. Just a shit ton of them. Okay, you just go through and you defeat enemies. It's really easy. Bitter Frost Frontier is a great way. It's very relaxed. It's very just like chill. You know, it's very like, whatever, bro. You know, you just sit around and, yeah, you know, enemies are so easy to defeat that you don't have to really pay attention to what's going on. It's really just like turn off your brain, put something on, you know, listen to music or watch a TV show or something. It's really good. I like it. I got no access to mounts on this new account and I'm really enjoying it. Can't wait to get them, but I'm in no rush. And that's the thing. Like, I really, like, you guys know me, right? Like, when I try to go in with the releases and stuff like that, you can go back to Jan 3 Wild, so you can probably see me do that, but I try to not mount up. When I go into a new map, I'm like, alright, I'm on my character, and I'm playing, and I'm walking around, and I'm looking, and I'm seeing all the things, and I want to explore everything, and I want to... Oh, there's a kitty cat. Hello. You know, I want to see all the things. I always tell everyone, look up. Look up, people, look up, do it. But yeah, it's you know, I try to do that all the time. It's just really take it in, really absorb the atmosphere and the music and stuff. Like, I don't like the hectic, like, okay, I got a jet on my sky scale, go to the other side of the map. It's just like, it ruins the whole experience. Makes everything feel small, makes releases feel really short. Like, that's not how it should be, you know? I really love that tooth design because you can tell that it's fake, but it looks like the Elementalist skill with the dragon tooth or whatever it's called.
Hunt them all down. Surely you.
I thought that they give Raptor with base game these days. Yeah, and that, you know, I hate it. I hate it. I think they do that.
Don't believe me?
I hate it.
Why don't you go up to one?
I
and
don't.
find out?
Why? It is one of the worst decisions ever. I do not ever tell anyone, if they're starting this game fresh, don't go for the mounts. Just enjoy the maps. Mounts ruin the core maps, first of all. So you have like, what, 37 maps or whatever core maps we have? You ruin those completely. Those do not feel fun on mounts, because you can just like run by all of the dialogue, by all of the interesting events, by all of the interesting nooks and crannies and lore and little characters. And, you know, I have a whole series of shorts. I mean, I'm working on short number 41 where I'd like point out really cool little tidbits in the world of Guild Wars, but they're all core related. They're all core Guild Wars 2 related, you know? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of really cool details in the game, and when you run around on your mounts and when you run around like just zipping by on your Raptor, you miss out on so much good stuff. So much. WoW used to do it. Couldn't open up the travel agent NPC till you actually been to connecting areas, but now with dragons and flight, I got no clue. Yeah, I do remember that as well, that WoW used to do that. I think ArenaNet should really think about restricting at least air travel. Maybe not necessarily ground travel. Maybe have your ground mounts be slower or something. You know, if they're gonna do that. But yeah, definitely flying mounts should be like, don't do that. And they get shot out of the sky. You mount up and these birds come in, you know, like the war horn ability, the 4 on the ranger where the birds come in. And you fall down. I'll check it out right now and report back. You should do an RP walk challenge. What does that mean? What does that entail?
Up for a challenge?
I have been doing different challenges. I have done. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this lady sitting in the chair over
He
here.
didn't even thank
Look
me
at
in
her.
his speech. Or give me credit. And the biggest insult? He paid me in Zytaffy.
Lava.
Zytaffy. What am I supposed to do
Place
with
your
all this
bets. I'm gonna place
sticky,
my bet.
sugary
Do I
stuff?
have to stick around with my bet to
I
do
know
my bet?
he's Newt Whitehead.
To place my bet.
Born legend.
Who do we like?
Bard Motors
Meet the second. Why not?
Who?
Bard Motors
Does that work, right?
world renowned.
Do I have to stick around for this?
Wow. Really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that worked.
All right, maybe not world
I
renowned.
guess I'll
but
stick around.
the best scald in Obrek.
Going forward, they can either lock mount usage behind a mastery or behind map completion. However, I feel some people would complain about that. I think so too, but you know what? I think that would be for the greater good. I think if people, like, that's the thing, like, you know, people that complain about that, they don't understand. Like, let's be real. These maps, everything that's on the maps, like, you're gonna see this stuff within 1 week, and then you're gonna be, like, I think those same people, and I guess I could observe, right? Can I observe? Can I observe? How do I do that? Okay. Meep the second. Want to observe Meep. Go Meep! You can do it! Choo choo choo! Meep meep. I think those same people that would be mad at that are the same people that rush through any content, right? And that go through and they bitch on Reddit, you know, an hour after the release came out. Well, I finished the story and I did everything I wanted to do. Now I gotta sit here for 3 months and not have anything. Like, those are the same people. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's artificially lengthening the release, but it's also like, this is hard work. Someone worked on this map, right? And I really feel like it should be like enjoyed,
Recruiter
right?
here.
It should be
You have
like,
questions
you know,
about this
you really like, you want to put emphasis on that, right? You make trailers for these releases. You have people working hard on making these maps and stuff. So like, give them, you know, like make it this thing. Like, make it where people have to really absorb the content and the area and the atmosphere and the whatever, right? And really get into it. Another way is to have more extensive story missions that span through large areas of the maps and permit the use of mounts as our first introduction to the new maps. And that's the thing, it's like now they're allowing mounts during the story, right? Like,
Score another victory for the Titan Commander!
great, we lost.
What a thrilling event!
I got silver. I need to get the winning bet, you know? Still gotta eat some more Zytaffy. I just don't have any right now. It's okay. Let's drink some alcohol. Let's get wasted, you guys. Yeah, so you know, having mounts and story missions, again, I'm not a fan of it. Like, I understand where they're coming from with a lot of the things, you know, but it's like, it just makes the story missions so short, because I could just, like, you know, luckily the story missions are a little bit different because they're like, you know, they're barred off. Like, you can't just walk somewhere else or whatever, right? You're like kind of contained in this area, but there's really no need to always be able to mount up, right? Like, there should be certain mount sections when they like want you to go from point A to point B, right? And all you're doing is walking along, right? They could let you mount up in those moments or whatever, but they need to be more restrictive on the mount usage, I think. So, I think, in my opinion. Turn on walk feature and follow the roads from location to location without ever running or mounting. But what's the fun in that? All's playing through content and that walk speed and only run when it's appropriate to the character and no waypointing. Right, no waypointing. Should new pick up my character. And here's the best of Twitch. Here's the best of Twitch showing up once again. Bots. Multi-million-dollar company and they can't keep bots out.
What?
That moot?
Shit.
Was an accident, and I'm sorry. I didn't
Pisses
mean to
me
light
right
your
off.
car on fire.
Pisses me right the fuck off. Get out. Well, I don't know. I think, but it's not fun really. Like, I don't know. Is that entertaining to role play as a? I mean, maybe there is something to that. Being like in character and going in and just kind of being like. I never noticed that that's little Tequaddles. Did you guys ever notice that? There's little Tequaddles up here. Breathing fire. That's weird. Never noticed that. I don't know. I don't know if that's really interesting. Like I said, I'm doing my current challenge run thing. I'm still wanting to do more of it. I haven't really played any of it. You know, where it's like the Survivor challenge run. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's on my channel. Ooh. Oh, I thought this was something to be translated. Well, nothing to be translated. Is there anything to be translated? Which is also my new short series, just so you guys know. So I'm translating all of the things in Tyria. I haven't. I did a little bit of work on that. I made a list. I haven't had time. I've been just putting so much time into the review that I haven't done any of the shorts. So I'm probably going to do the review. Work on some of the shorts and then work on some other videos, I think, and then go back. Like, I'm gonna switch on and off with these shorts, right? Like, do a couple shorts every couple weeks or something. There's nothing to be translated anywhere, which is kind of a shame. No, I don't like to write. Yeah, I don't. Is that something that would be interesting to you guys? I feel like that wouldn't really be interesting to people. You know, the thing is. I'm still unfortunately in that, you know, I'm not popular. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to do some of the things that people would enjoy watching, and I don't know if that's really something that would draw a big crowd. You know, obviously this might not be drawing a big crowd either, but I do appreciate you guys, everyone that's here. Thank you guys, first of all, for being here. I appreciate that. Is there more? There's probably more around, right? Like, I didn't go to the lodges. Yeah. Is it the lodge ones? Like outside the lodge and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to do more things that'll draw people to the channel, right? Like lore specific things. So I don't know. It's a thought. I mean, maybe I'll do it at some point. You know what? You know when that would be really cool? And it's kind of sad to say that the idea of like role playing and going through and playing all of the content and stuff would be really cool when Guild Wars 2 shuts down, right? Like when the announcement comes, hey, we're done, Guild Wars 2's over, we're gonna shut down the servers or whatever, right? Like ArenaNet is going out of business or something, and they're like, yep, we're gonna be shutting down the servers in like a couple months. Like, I would love to at that point go in and really like go through and just take my time and play through all of the content again, on like maybe an RP character where I just go through and I just kind of like talk about all of the cool things that are around and stuff like that. It would be good. It would be a great way to say goodbye to this game, you know? Because eventually this game is gonna shut down, you guys. It's gonna happen. The walking thing? Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, imagine me going like this, and we're here in Holbrack, and there's some holograms, and this is a great launch with the tooth, and yeah, and we have a cool skybox here, and yeah, like playing through the game would take about 35 years. You know, I think the scale of the game is just too large to do that. If anyone has done that, I'm sure there's people that have done it, right? Like there have to have been people that have done that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna race. I'm gonna get my because I can't find any more little thingies to do. Cheer on the MOAs. I don't want to cheer on the MOAs. Is there a race going on right here, right now? Race organizer? Oh, I guess it is. Count me in. Awesome. Yeah. There we go. Let's go. I was like, do I have that on my thing? Guild Boost 1 hasn't shut down. Well, but I'm saying, like, ArenaNet isn't going to be a company forever. You know? ArenaNet isn't going to be a company forever. Eventually, they're going to shut down. You know? I don't think it's going to exist until, like, the you know, until the sun explodes or whatever, right? Like, at some point, ArenaNet is not going to be a thing anymore. At some point, Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 will be shut down, right? Like, that will happen. It is only an eventuality. When it's only a matter of when, not if. And it would be cool. That would be a great goodbye. And I will do that as a final goodbye. I'll go through and I'll talk about my feelings about, you know, when each release came out, how I felt about it, and how, you know, it's like the things that, like, back then we talked about and we theorized on, because it's really cool to think about the releases post, you know, like even now going back, knowing what we know about Janthia Wilds and knowing how it ends, right? Kind of cool to think about what I theorized on, right? Like I remember how many theories I did for End of Dragons, and you guys remember all the many streams that I did and all the many videos that oh my god, all the many videos that I did about End of Dragons and stuff and Cantha, and like, oh my god, the amount of videos that I made for Cantha is like obscene. The streams that I did, the discussions that we had, you know, and like all of the stuff, I was like, man, you know, because I did vanquishing of all of Cantha on stream and stuff, because I just wanted to show off as much as I could. Yeah, and it's yeah, you know, and then it ended up just kind of being like not really the Cantha that most people expected. And you know, it's kind of cool to kind of talk about that in retrospect, right? And in retrospect, like talking about these things from back then or whatever. You know, so. Excuse me. Whoa, look, it's Farron. We're racing Farron right now. Bye. See you later. See you later, nerd. Meow. Now this is pod racing. I've been pod racing way too much, you guys. I've been playing it on my Switch too. I've been playing Pod Racer on my Switch too, and it's just so much fun. So much fun. This is like literally giving me pod racing feels. I'm in my pod racing feels. Whatever that means. I wish pod racing had like a true like online multiplayer. Oh my god. Wouldn't that be amazing, you guys? If we had like online multiplayer pod racing? What? Best game ever. Pew, pew. For someone that wasn't even at the starting line when this started, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I didn't make top 3 or anything, but like top 10? 6, 7, 8, yep, I'm 9. So that's pretty good, right? I love it. Hold on, let me read all this. do you think Guild Wars 2 will shut down sooner than Guild Wars 1 or last longer? I think they will shut down at the same time. I think they're gonna be shutting down at the same time. I think Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 will probably both shut down. Like, if they move on to Guild Wars 3, they will keep the servers up for Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2. I think they found a good way of doing that. You know, apparently, from the last time that they talked about having the service for Guild Wars 1, they said it cost them like pennies a day to keep the servers running for Guild Wars 1, right? They're gonna do the same thing for Guild Wars 2, I'm pretty sure. They'll do the same thing once they move to Guild Wars 3 or whatever. But once ArenaNet shuts down, I think both of the game, like all of their games, will come to an end. If someone takes them over after that point, I don't know. But you know, if it's just dependent on ArenaNet, like I really think that they'll both shut down at the same time. I'm still salty about End of Dragons not having one mostly underwater meta with an underwater combat rework. Yeah, it was one again, you know, and it's really funny that you say that, because that was one of the things that I talked about pre End of Dragons, right? Like in many of the videos that I talked about, or that I talked about End of Dragons, I theorized, like, you know, we're talking about the underwater this deep sea dragon, right? We talked about the DSC, right? Like bubbles, right? Sabulb, or like if you say it like backwards, I forgot how bubbles backwards is like slabub or whatever. Anyways, but like there were so many times where I talked about that where I'm like, we're going to the Jade Sea and the Jade Sea is turning back to water, and you know there's like, you know, like there's so much water content, and we're gonna see, like, you know, there's gonna be a lot of underwater stuff that we're gonna see, you know, because we're gonna get Naga, we're gonna get all this stuff, and you know, if we're going to the Jade Sea, like we're, you know, it's a lot of things. So I'm with you there. I still think that I made an underwater expansion concept video what, like a year ago or something like that. It must have been about a year ago now. And I still hold to that. I think that there's merit to what I said in that video. So I'm right there with you. By the time that happens, Guild Wars 3 will be out, and I probably won't care unless this happens before we get a Guild Wars 3. Then I'd be sad and buried somewhere. Yeah, I mean, ArenaNet needs to be careful. Many game studios have been shutting down because of their games not meeting criterias, right? Like publishing criteria, like the publisher's criteria, right? Like and NCSoft, I feel like, is one of those publishers that couldn't give two shits about the player base, and if they're not happy with the money that's coming in, they might just shut it down, right? So ArenaNet needs to be careful. Like, they can't have these you know, absolution releases that are like getting the player base in uproar and having, you know, there's so many people that I've seen online now talk about how they're not buying the next expansion until the very end of the expansion, and they want to see how the expansion actually is, right? And a lot of people were okay with when Secrets of the Obscure came out, and they were like, okay, well, this isn't the greatest, but it's only the first one in the expansion, in the new expansion thing, and blah 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 blah. And then we moved to Gianthea Wilds, and it's like those same people, like, you know, they gave them another chance, and now they've given them another chance, and they've been once again disappointed. So now they're sitting there and they're like, well, you know what, I'm gonna save my money because there's a lot of other things coming out in the gaming market, and economy isn't doing so great, so we have to be careful where we spend our money here. And yeah, and I think a lot of people are gonna hold back on this next expansion, especially since there is 5 months. Like, in 5 months, many of those people will have forgotten about everything that's Guild Wars 2, right? Like, let's be real. Nowadays, the gaming space, the social media consumption space, right? Like, all the people that are online, that are all the time, right? The attention span is so short, right? There's new games coming out by the hour, right? There's like new games every day, and I'm just like, I see this shit coming out, people talking about like all these games. I'm like, what are all these things, right? You see all these videos, you see, you know, influencers and content creators and all these people talking about all these new things, and you know, there's expansions coming out, new games coming out, remakes coming out, remasters coming out, blah 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 blah, right? So it's a very saturated market, right now when it comes to gaming on a lot of different levels, on a lot of different platforms. So Internet needs to be careful. That's all I'm saying. Baron, that's Mass Racer F, whose identity we don't know. Most people can't drive a Beetle. It's cool though. Like, I love that because it just makes me feel better about my skill. Because everything is just about me, right? Just kidding. I want a Beetle Adventure Racing for a PC. I would love that. N64 game. Like, Selbub. Yeah, I want someone to go and take Star Wars Pod Racing and put the Guild Wars Roller Beetle skin right on top of that.
I pray to the spirits.
And just,
They're
that's the
rarely
game. That's what I want. Listen, we got what was it called? Guild Wars card? That's still a thing. You guys can still play that. I'm pretty sure, right? That's still up on that shaman's website, isn't it? Do people know what that is? Do people understand what that is?
Come on, don't be a MOBA. I want to see how many hollows I can smash.
God, it's still on here, isn't it? Super Chario card, dude. If you guys have never played it, it's really, really good. Super Chario card. If you guys have never played it, it's really, really fun. Definitely check it out. I'm gonna post a link somewhere at some point in time. I don't have my stream up. Great. Good job. Good job, Arali. You're doing so good. And you're such a great content creator. You're always on top of everything all the time. I love how I'm bashing myself. It's fine. There you go. Good job, Arali. You're so good. You're such a great content creator. Am I hearing my voice? Yes, I am hearing my voice. I sucked at drifting at first, so I'm happy with myself. I'm good at it. Yeah, I'm still really bad at it. I never understand how to handle a griffle the way I've seen pros handle it. There was a point in time where I got really good with a griffin. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. I got really good with the griffin at some point in time, but it's long gone now. But yeah, if you guys haven't played Chario Kart, there it is. It's super good. I just kind of jumped in for a second. I'm playing it right now. I shouldn't be. I wanted to see if it still works. But yeah, you can play Chario Kart. It's fun. It's really good. It's really good. I highly recommend it. It's about 15 minutes of good fun. Where people make bank turns on Griffin like they're flying. Dude, what is it? What's the big one? What's the one content creator that makes all those videos? Oh my god. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. There's one big content creator that's like really amazing, and whenever I see what they do, I'm like, I don't know how the hell you do all that. I really don't get it. Oh, the race is going on? Maybe I can do... Okay, I'll do one lap of this and I'll do the race. I know I'm not even gonna make it like 20th, but there'll be enough time for me to finish the race. So. Mass Roller F. He's here. He's here for you. They should really make like... They should make Farron into a Power Ranger. That's what they should do. They should have him like show up and just be like, you know, he's like, he kind of looks like the Masked Roller F or whatever, but he like transforms, and then he has like a really corny line that he says every time. He's like, don't worry, Mass Roller F is here. And he does like a pose. He strikes like a cool pose. And then he like fails at everything he does. I want that. I would love that. Are you kidding? That would be great. Close it. You. I want to partake in the race, please. I got 6 minutes to finish the race. Oh god, now I'm under pressure. 6 minutes. I don't even know how long a lap takes me. Probably a minute. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that drip. I'm so good right now. So good at this right now. Wee. Gotta add sound effects. Meow, meow. Let my inner child hang out. Oh god, I used the boost at the wrong time. I was slowing down. Go. No. I'm not gonna let that happen. I just want to finish the round. This is all I'm looking for. I just need to go the distance. Which is a Disney reference, by the way. Going the distance. I can go the distance. Boots? No, not boots. Oh my god. It was that same content creator did a video pre Secrets of the Obscure where they did a fly through of Omnitas. I cannot think of the name. They're like an ArenaNet partner, and that's all they do. Like their whole thing is like they do the Griffin videos, like where they fly around. What's the name? Willow. Something Willow. Oh my god, it's almost there. My brain is slowly working. My one brain cell is so hard at work right now. It's like squeezing one out really hard. Willow. Something Willow. It's something Willow. I don't know what the first. There's another word. It's like one word and then Willow. Oh yeah, I got this. I can finish this race. Woo. That was okay. That wasn't the best turn there, but. Whee! Dude, Sanctum Sprint is still such a great soundtrack. Oh, it's so good. I have it on my PC because I actually went through and I bought the soundtrack of the CORSAIR soundtrack or whatever, and it's one of the songs in there. Oh man, it's so good. Actually, didn't I use it in one of my videos? I think I used it in one of my videos recently. That's why I listened to it. Alright. Yay. Oh, perfect. And we just finished that. Look at how perfect that goes. He gets a full magical girl transformation animation? Yes. Thy Weeping Willow. Thank you. Oh my god. Yes, that is exactly the name. I was like, it was like on my tip of my tongue. They do, if you guys love watching like really cool Griffin videos and like stunt videos and like flying about, check out Willow. Oh my god, Weeping Willow. Jesus, brain. They do fantastic videos. Oh my god, it's like art. It's like watching art happen before your very eyes. It's very captivating. And it makes me go, like, it makes me feel so shit about my Griffin skills. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You go have fun. You go have fun, Willow. You do that. You go do that. Because I'm such a bitter man. I miss Sanctum Sprint. I know it still exists. Yeah, I know. Me too. Oh my god. When season 1 was out and like... Oh my god. How much Sanctum Sprint I ran. I cannot even tell you. So many hours spent. Look at that baby sky scale. I forgot how like cutely they're animated. Look at them hopping around. Yeah, that's who I was talking about. Forgot their name as well. Maneuvers Willow pulls off. Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. To have that control, like, and everything happens so fast, so you have to have like this really crazy reaction time because you gotta like, you know, move and then they turn around and it's just like go in there and like, oh my god, oh, what's happening? It's like a ride at like Universal or something, you know. Yeah, that's not where you're gonna get here. You're gonna get lame lore talks here. So, speaking of lore, and speaking of, you know, expansions and stuff, obviously, I know many people are disgruntled with the Absolution release and JNT Wilds as a whole, which is fine. You're valid, right? Your feelings are valid and all that. But there's still the question of what comes next. So, what do you guys think? Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Foundry of Failed Creations was just a taste of what's to come next? Or do you guys think we're gonna be going to the desert? Because they did talk about that quite a bit. Do you guys think we're gonna focus on the Pale Tree? Do you guys think we're gonna go underwater? Because they did mention Largos in one of the letters, the correspondence that we found. Where do you guys think we're going with the story? What do you think? You know, Secrets of the Obscure had the obvious hint of the Eye of Janthier, which again, sour spot because we never saw the Eye of Janthier again, right? So it's kind of stupid, but hey, whatever. You know, what do you guys think was the hint? Do you guys think there was a hint for the next expansion? Where the next expansion is going? I want to hear everyone's thoughts.
Make it quick.
What do you guys think? Shut up.
You are a welcome guest.
I want all the pinatas. Pinata. I'm gonna go in the back area. Oh, I love how there's a tunnel there where it snows right at the tunnel exit. It's kind of interesting. Never noticed that. Never noticed that. So I guess it gives you, let me look at that. Because then I guess it gives you the feeling of it's cold and snowy outside. Yeah, look at that. So you kind of think, ooh, it's snowy out there. I don't want to go out there, but it just snows right here. And it doesn't snow here. Strange choice. Kind of weird. We're gonna liaison and ally with the harpies because I know that'll annoy you. Dude, I will quit the game. I will quit the game. I'm not even lying. Not even fucking joking. If I don't mind if it's a harpy focused expansion, but I do not want to ally with the harpies. If we ally with, I mean, if we're gonna be going towards the harpy territory anyways, we're probably gonna ally with some harpies. But, oof, I will have the roughest of times because those shrill voices I cannot do. It's like nails on a chalkboard. But hey, listen, you know what? Most of our vocal tracks are coming like, what, a year after the release, so we might not even have any voices. Their voices might not even be there. I might not even have to listen to it, so I play through the content while they don't have the voices, and then I don't ever go back. It's a win-win. It's a lose-win, right? Like, we're probably getting Menzies and Ilona. I could see that. Would I like that? No.
Makes sense.
With the way that ArenaNet has been treating these mini expansions, I do not want to see that. I do not want ArenaNet to touch on subjects that are really beloved by the community, and they completely butcher the shit out of these subjects that we really enjoy. Then do something else. Give me something completely different. Give me like, show me the new continent. Show me the continent to the west. Show me the continent over here that the two researchers went to. Show me that continent over here. Show me something new. If you're gonna butcher everything that has been like this big part of the Guild Wars world for a long time, and you're just gonna try to give us random shit answers and just close the books on all these things, then don't, like, you know, and just do a crap job at that. Don't do that. Our commander's gonna get romantically involved with a male harpy that has a sexy, smooth voice. You know, it's funny. It's funny because you say that as a joke, but I could legit see that happening. Like, at least not romantically involved, but like have it be like a romantic interest in some shape or form. I could 100% see that. I mean, when I look at how horny Janthia Wilds was, man, nothing is off the table, I tell you that. Nothing is off the table there. You know what? At this point, I want to like Rule 34 Coden in Guild Wars 2 and see what we get. There must be a plethora of images out there now, huh? Okay, there's no more. I gotta Winner's Circle. All right, I'm gonna try to see if I can catch the guys. Ooh, look at that. I got a Jawbreaker. Boxes within boxes within boxes within boxes. Ooh, Dusky. Wow. Who is that? Is that your new character? Alcohol. We're consuming alcohol. Can I please? Oh my god, I missed that button. How many times did I miss that button? 3 times? I was like, Raleigh, just hit the button. Does anyone ever get that? Does anyone ever get like that? Like you're watching someone and they're doing something wrong and you're just getting really frustrated with it? Here we go. What do you mean? Hello? Oh, I consumed all my Zytaffy. God damn it. I don't have any Zytaffy. Alright. I'm gonna go Dragon Bashing. Begins in Lornar's Pass. Alright, off we go to Lornar's Pass. Probably the worst one to do, but... Yes, it is I. They will need new assets for a new continent, so Alona would make sense for a mini expansion. We haven't seen those assets for a while, so if you feel fresh it. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I mean, does a new continent really justify new assets? They could just use jungle assets or something. They already have a ton of those. They could pull together, you know, if we're doing like I said, maybe like Aztec or something like that, like Mayan, Aztec, like Mesoamerican stuff, right? Like if we do something like that, They could just pull the pyramids from Path of Fire and pull the jungle stuff from Heart of Thorns, and boom, there you go. Lornar's Pass. I used to love Lornar's Pass. I don't dislike it now, but I just kind of lost my love for it. I lost it, you guys. I wonder, can I just defeat it by doing this? Can I just... Look, I can clear the rock slide, you guys. And kill the enemy behind me. Look! Oh, that's kind of cool. I do like that functionality. Bam. 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 A bam. A bam. A bam.
My spirit endures.
Wow, how mind-numbing that is, huh? A MOA! I need that. We need that bird meat, all right? Going for high prices. I did not get bird meat. That bird meat be going for really good prices right now.
My spirit endures.
No more MOAs around. As for Menzies, I hope they would take their time with that story. I prefer the next expansion is just set up for him and build him up properly instead of rushing and wasting all that potential. But do you trust ArenaNet to do that? ArenaNet hasn't been doing that for the last 2 expansions. They've been rushing everything. They've been rushing all of the subject matters. Which sucks. I hate it. I don't want them to do that, but that's been kind of their MO for a long time. For a couple of years now. They're rushing all of it. They're rushing, they're trying to include as many different points as they can into these expansions. And, you know, and just kind of rush through it, right? And making it feel like it's good. It's unfortunately not. You know, objectively. I don't think that is very subjective, but... You know, when you look at older content, when you look at other content, how different it is, how much better it is. Give me meat, MOA. I want your meat. Not really sure if I want to say it that way, but you know what? I'm sticking to my guns here. I'm gonna say that. Blood Legion homelands nearby Grothmar Valley, the Causeway area and Path of Fire, and our woodland cascades near Verdant Brink. Also going to Cairn Peak. Wow, you're really picking the outline, the you know, we haven't spoken about those in a long time, but yeah, I would love to see all those areas. I would love to see Menzies, but like I said, I don't think ArenaNet has what it takes to take some older threads of the story and make good on it, right? Like, I don't think so. I don't think ArenaNet has what it takes for that right now, and I'd rather have them leave it alone. But yeah, they could do something like that. They could do Cairn Peak would be interesting for sure. What else did you say? Oh yeah, Blood Legion Homelands. That would be kind of cool. Hey, thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. Thank you. Champion defeated. Where are the MOAs at? I'm just looking around for MOAs for the next 5 minutes. Oh, MOAs! You know you want to be killed by me. Don't the imps... Oh, the imps drop like don't they... Oh, that's not this level, right? They drop like glacial shards. That's also very popular. Like, I guess the back piece has like very obscure like items that it needs to be created or whatever. So I just sold all of my poultry meat and made like 200 gold off of it. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. Because I'm not planning on making that back piece like anytime soon. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna sell it on the trading post, and I made like 200 gold. I was like, well, that's nice. A golden moa. It's a golden moa. Not dropping nothing. You know what? I'm gonna pop one of these. Like dropping nothing? No, it doesn't really work for me, dude. Thank you. I will not be adding you on Discord. You can join my Discord server though. Can anyone send like 100 of the blue unidentified gear so I can finish my business? It won't let me purchase them myself. Well, you're gonna have to play the game. It's not how you play the game. I can probably send you 100. Yeah. Goodbye. Oops. Aww. You're welcome. I don't mind 100 blue. 100 blue here. Alright, we got 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh, do I have to check in with him? Is that like one of those? Sometimes they have that as like an annual requirement. You go in and check with him, but I don't think so, right? Alright, I gotta bash 50 more pinjadas. And eat some more candy. Oh, that's not annual. I was like, what the hell? What is this? Participate in a hologram. This is okay, just participate. Got it. Got it. Ooh, white molas. Give me meat. Give me some chicken meat. Did they even drop that? They probably don't even drop it. They left me $1.45 though. That's kind of nice. Some talents. Damn. Ooh, lag. Oh, got knocked. Knocked. Egg. I got an egg. I don't know which molas actually drop that meat or which ones don't. I guess these don't, because otherwise I would have already seen it. Unless I'm just incredibly unlucky. Getting some sharp claws. I guess that's good. Yeah, I don't think they dropped that. 1100. Know what to buy with it. All the good stuff. Yeah, I can't wait until I can special tab, going the distance. Yeah, I have 775. I gotta buy the cape. I do want to get that at some point. Oh god, so many things to go for. But I have so long to go for all of it. Legendary set, I do want to get that. I didn't get the last one. by the way. I've been getting every single lesser essence of gold. I know that that's a waste. I know a lot of people say it's a waste, but I have 212%. That's really nice. All right, so the event is here, right? Okay, I was gonna say.
The event begins now.
No. Extremely limited since you don't have the expansion. Well, that's good though, because then you don't have too many choices, right? You only get like. Oh my god, power creep is really taking over, hasn't it? See, I hate this event. It's so dumb because you have to like move around. People that don't have good PCs are always at a disadvantage, right? Like I can't even get to any of the events because they immediately disappear as soon as I'm anywhere close to it. It sucks. It's not good.
All holograms.
Like they need to come up with some other way. I really wish this wasn't the labyrinth equivalent, right, of Dragonbash. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm just gonna say, I mean, if there's people that like it, it's fine, but I just think with the way that power creep works, and it's like, you know, you get like extreme FOMO because you're gonna be missing out on rewards if you can't get there, right? Like, because they do drop like Zytappy, right? So you're gonna be missing out on Zytappy. I mean, I'm not getting a lot of them, but yeah, and only spawning a veteran, they should definitely spawn not champions, but they should probably spawn elites at least. Because these are so fast. So fast. I can grab the mystic coins and 90 gold. That's nice. That's a lot. I mean, for a starting account, that's amazing. Whether or not you're gonna use those, right? Like, it's a different question, but still nice to have it. See, I couldn't even partake in any of it. Yeah, I wish they would figure out something else with this. I'm not a fan of this at all. Do it. Alright, I'm here for at least the whole event. Whoa. Oh, I jumped back. I was like, what is that? Having to move around the map is just, with waypoints and stuff, it's clunky. It kind of feels clunky. It kind of feels, it doesn't feel that good. Alright, like, can't even use that waypoint, so now I gotta use a roller beetle to get there. Alright, that's done. That's over with. We have an event here. My older account and give it to the new one. Really? Wow, that's crazy. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of gold reselling stuff. I mean, I don't know. If I probably went through my material storage, I would probably have a lot of stuff too. Oh, that was already mounted up. Hello. Oh.
What an excellent display of combat. Happy dragon bashing, everyone.
Happy dragon bashing. And more boxes within boxes within boxes within boxes. I just throw out dies. I know that I shouldn't be doing that, but that's crazy. There we go. I have over 1,000 in my storage. That's nice. That's nice to know. Because I gotta go get some. I'm gonna go get some right now. We're gonna get some in Holbrook. Let's go to Holbrook. I'm like, where's Holbrook? Can't find it.
They have no interest in coexisting with us.
If we turn on them, all of them, how do you think they'll react? They are creatures like you and me, except
Mostly
they
gold
fear
from
nothing.
3-month vault refreshes, to be honest. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played enough. I'm gonna be honest. Last two haven't really been. What do you get with the enchanted map scraps again? You gonna do more jumping puzzles?
I pray to the
I know it
spirits
brings
of
you
the
to
light.
like, it brings you to the chest in what, Lion's Arch or something? Wait, was that the bank? That was the bank. I was supposed to go to the bank. La la la.
You're an iPhone.
Oh, the festival stuff was on the wall. I need 14 more to eat, so I'm just gonna take a stack out.
It's nice
fine.
to see you.
I'm just gonna eat that until that's done. Okay. Finished. Love how that's more Zeit taffy that you get after you finished eating. What else? Paper dragon. Paper dragon. Let's do more of the dragons.
The spirits of the wild welcome you.
Yesterday I looked at my dad.
It's just the way of the world. Predator and prey.
Need those with yeah, those material increases. That's the one thing I always go for.
Snow smells strange.
I mean, I have like I think that's the max, right? 2750 is the highest right now, and I go for that. I'm like, I need that. Not even that I do a lot of crafting, but what drives me crazy is when I'm trying to deposit something and it won't go in the storage, like material storage, because I have too much of it, and it doesn't really sell for much either. But then there's like an item that they introduce that all of a sudden makes that like a very expensive thing. And I'm like, dude, what? You know, it's just kind of crazy. Yeah, my old. See, that's the thing. That's why I find that like I find it crazy that you're starting a whole new account and abandoning the other one. I find that crazy. I'm like, I would waste my money on something else rather than making a new account. I mean, I do get the appeal of it or whatever, but I
I've
don't know.
monsters bigger than you.
Alright, we can close that. Discount from it to use my vault gold. I mean, it's nice. I've been a huge fan of the vault. I know there was many people that were disgruntled that their dailies were like changed and blah 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 and whatever the fuck the complaint was. I don't even remember. I loved it. Right from the get-go when they announced it for Secrets of the Obscure, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want. I think it was a great addition. I think it was fantastic. It was probably one of the best things they've ever done. I was trying to get out of you fast and I realized I had no stamina. Ooh, pinata. Alright. Let's go see the pinatas down here.
Crush them into the dirt.
Oh, traveler.
I wish more of you from a young. Time has been.
No, So it was like, should have been like this from the get-go. Yeah, I really love that. I really love the system. I wish they would expand on it a little bit. Like, I would love to see some different options be added and not always be the same thing. I mean, leave the stuff that's in there, right? But add new options to it. I would love that. I would love to see new options of new items that you could get in there. I mean, I love all the skins and stuff. I just think there should be, like, I don't know, there's like other stuff that people need, I feel like, that would work in the vault that they could do. I mean, I guess the gold is the substitute there, because, you know, if you can just exchange your acclaim for gold, you can buy whatever you need anyways. So I guess that kind of makes sense that they don't have any other options. Because they're not going to add every single thing that you could possibly purchase with it when you can just get gold and get the item that you want.
I know Scardy, but I don't know what it's about.
I don't think I got the ones on the far side. How many do I? Oh my god, I gotta do it 5 times? Get the heck out of here. Do I need to do this? I need to do this 5 times. I need to do one of these. Is there something else I can do? There's not. I gotta do one or the other. I'm gonna be betting, just so you guys know. I'm gonna be betting on the mall races, because I'm not doing the Stampede. I hate the Stampede events.
The cursed ice raised another fog to the ground.
Okay, how many more do I need? 28. What? No, 18. I'm sorry. I miscounted. 18. Alright. Let me see if I can...
You deserve to have that foot fall off the way you pick at that scab.
They've been pretty slow over your time listening to complaints. For guaranteed wins. Oh, but that's so much candy. Because I need to do that 5 times. Oh, you mean like to win it 5 times? Guaranteed? Because there's 5 racers every time, and it's 10 for each one. So I could pretty much... Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna finish the pinata event, or pinata thing here. Yeah, and again, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming any other time this week. I know I haven't been streaming a lot. I've been putting a lot of effort into the review. I want to get that done. It's just a lot of writing, and I've been working a lot. I've been working actually 5 days versus 4 days. So I've been working less hours but more days. But it still kind of comes out to the same thing, in my opinion.
Tomorrow, I go on my first
In the
run.
end, because it just occupies, like, that means a whole day kind of gets taken away from me, where I get to do streaming and videos and work on that kind of stuff, you know, because I'm at work. Which I'm not complaining. Right now I need the money, you know, so I'm not complaining about that at all. But yeah, so hopefully I might be able to stream another time this week. We'll see. We shall see. Almost there. Oh, 4 more. These 4 in the back corner here will do it. Perfect. I got the last 4 right here now. A boom. A boom. A boom. And a boom. Yay! Oh wait, this is it? Oh, I was already at 7. Oh, thank God I don't need to do the pinata thing. I miscounted. I didn't realize that I didn't count the pinata thing. Cool, I don't have to do it. I did my annual. And I get the pigeon head. It's not unlocked yet. It's now unlocked. Boom. Yeah. I just that blank stare. Makes me really uncomfortable. I don't know if I like that. But I get it. If the thing would blink once in a while, I wouldn't be that freaked out by it, but it doesn't blink. Do crows not blink? Do crows not blink?
Oh, let's go to the dragon arena.
Do they like just kind of stare all the time? It's kind of weird.
Let's do the mount race instead.
Alright, I don't need side tapping anymore. I don't need any of this shit. Does this even sell for anything? Do any of these sell? This doesn't sell for jack shit. None of these sell for anything. Oh, garbage. Filling up my inventory with garbage. Ugh. Mistyped it to anal in now chat. And someone replied, annual anal. Oh my god, that's really funny. That's really, really funny.
But I bet I could make one.
That's good. Love that. Only annually? You guys get anal only annually? That's sad. Only for Dragonbash. We're only giving out anal for Dragonbash. That's your final reward. Your meta reward is anal. Or is that the final challenge that you need to do to get the final reward? What if it's both? I don't know why I'm still bashing Pinatas. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. I don't really. I'm just doing a short stream. Like I said, I do want to work a little bit more on the review and stuff, which I'll probably do later. Still love this character. He looks really cool. Through my window, yeah. It's well, it was raining here a minute ago, so it's probably cooled down outside. It's interesting because I just did my yard today, so my yard is was really nice, and then now rain is on it, and which means it's gonna grow back really fast again. Welcome to living in Florida. So I'm gonna have to do the lawn again next week. Every day past week was so nice, right? Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everyone that was here. Mish King, NM. Who was the other person that was here earlier? Oh god, I didn't get their name. I'm so sorry. There was another person from Twitch here earlier. Really appreciate you being here. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna be back this week. Like I said, I am working on some shorts. So I have 2 series of shorts that go out now every so often. I do Guild Wars 2 Translated and Random Facts about Guild Wars 2. And I'm also working on a review for Janthir Wilds. There's a bunch of other videos I've talked about those. We do have a Discord server if you guys want to join. Just go on the community tab on my YouTube channel, and there's a post that I made. The latest post that I put on there has a link there for you guys. I will be putting that in the description at some point in time when I don't forget to do it. So you guys will have an easier time to be able to join. Yeah, and yeah, that's good. That's pretty much it. Like I said, kind of look out if you guys want to hang out. I might be back this week. If not, I'm definitely going to be back next week. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing. We're gonna have to see. I still got to continue Guild Wars 1, so if you guys want to see some Guild Wars 1, I might do that next week. But I do want to continue Expedition 33 at some point as well, and some other games. There's a bunch of other games. Like I said, I might even do. I was thinking about doing a pod racer stream. I really want to kind of play through that whole game with you guys, but yeah.